Kick Out Crew. James L. Corey. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosie. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devin Dowling. The Kick Out Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 28 of the Kick Out Crew. My God, what a journey. We want to thank everybody for the continued support. We want to thank our new fans for joining along. Love the last episode. Love the feedback. Thousands and thousands and thousands of DMs. You know, it's such great shit. Fucking blowing up my inbox, man. I love it. So keep them coming. And ladies, yeah, I'll save that for later. But anyway, if you notice on the screen right now, we are sans one of our boys, Coach Rosie, Josh Rosenbaum. And want to give, you know, if you listen to last week's episode, you'll know Coach Rosie's a high school basketball coach. Got a damn good team and a good chance of winning state. So he will be sporadic here and there, but, you know, we won't see him as often every week like we have been. But we want to give our boy, Coach Rosie, some love. I know, you know, that's my dog. And kick ass this basketball season. You know, you got some fans right here. And, you know, whenever you're ready, come back to your show. But, you know, that being said, what?
I said, good luck, Coach.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, and with that being said, welcome to your show, Kick Out Crew. And it's enough of me rambling because it ain't my show, so I'm going to kick it on over to Brad. So, Brad, what's happening?
Just to touch a little bit on what you said there, James, about Coach. Yes, he's going to be off for a little bit at least till March at the very least. So for now, the future of the show, a lot of people have been asking. We are not replacing Coach. So we're not looking for a sixth guy at this time. What we're going to do is, so a little peek behind the curtain here.
Unless it's Mabel. Can Mabel be the sixth man?
When James and I first started talking about this back in April, we had a number of guys in mind. We actually didn't expect every single one of them to say yes. So then all of a sudden we're like, holy shit, we got 6 guys on the show. What the hell are we going to do with that? Technically, we don't need 6 guys. We can definitely talk all over each other a lot. So for now, we're just going to stick with the 5 of us and then have a guest. Because I'll tell you what, as you know from episode 12, when you got 7 and a woman that won't stop going diarrhea at the mouth, you're going to have a 3-hour and 15-minute episode. No names though. Just the longest Twitter handle I've ever heard in my entire life that has Arn Anderson's name in it. You know who you are. Anyway, so the future of the show right now is that it's just going to be the 5 of us with someone coming in here and there every week, every other week, maybe not, just depends. So I want to talk about a second show. If you've been on Twitter now, at this point, it has been a week because, as you know, again, we record a week in advance. So it's already news. You guys already know that Ringside Rant, we are friends of the show, Ringside Rant, RJ and Justin, and lately Pondwater Dave. They are going to have their last show as you hear this episode tomorrow. Now, I just want to tell you, I am repping Ringside Rant tonight. If you are watching on YouTube, I'm wearing my Ringside Rant sweatshirt. I just want to tell you about what Ringside Rant means to me. RJ, I've listened to them for a long time, and I used to send in questions. And then they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be on the show. This is well over a year ago. And I said, oh, man, I've never been on a podcast before. Sure, I'll give it a shot. So I spent all week with the notes and watching the matches. Had the time of my life on the show. Devin, I know you've been on the show. I know that Adam's been on the show. Adam, that you don't see right now, has been on the show. Bryant, I believe, have you been on the show?
No, I haven't been on the show yet.
Okay. Well, anyway, it gave me the taste that I wanted to do a little more, which is the reason after doing that, a week later, I went on Top Guy Theater. And now, although we're still in the infancy, we have the Kickout Crew podcast. And I just want to thank RJ. I want to thank JD, Justin Davis, and I want to thank both of them for giving me the opportunity. And we will miss them, and we hope to have them back soon. I just wanted to give them a shout out. Great friends of the show, top guys, and good friends of everybody.
Yeah, 3 good people for sure. Even though RJ likes the Bills, but I digress.
Bryant, you got something?
Well, I don't know if you guys had saw, but it looks like Top Guy Theater is also going to be stopping as well. Frank and Brandy had put out some stuff about they're going to be stopping that. So,
yeah, I was going to let Adam talk about that a little bit, but you are right, wherever he is. But you're right. Looks like unfortunately, Top Guy Theaters. I don't think anything's gone for good, but gone for now, as we just said about Coach as well. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces in everybody's life. It appears that like all of a sudden happened, which, hey, it's good, movement and improvement, but it just seems like, that's life.
And we all came from the same place. We all came from ad-free shows. And I think Ringside Rant and Top Guy Theater probably 1 and 2 coming out of there in the beginning. I filter free as well. So, it's a shame that they're not going to continue, but I know RJ wants to continue building, roughing it up with Brian Hebner, which is another great show. And he's only got so many hours in a day. So good luck to everybody there.
Very true. All right. Well, next up on the outline, we got Adam. So Adam, what you got for us this week?
You're such an asshole, Adam. I friggin' spend hours on this outline. Hours.
I didn't even read it this week because I thought I was next.
I'm trying to help Adam out because he said he might have to leave early to go to a basketball game. So I put him early in the outline and I can't find him anywhere.
Well, I'll take his place then.
Okay.
I'll do his. Why not?
Why not?
Since I go second all the time anyways.
I know.
So first of all, like you said, Ringside Rant, congratulations, y'all. Like, miss y'all. RJ and Justin, y'all great people. We're going to miss you. Second of all, I got to ask y'all this Halloween shit going on. Because I don't know about y'all, but me, when I was a kid, we went on Halloween. This year, I've been to 7 different things in 1 week. What the fuck is that? Do I got to buy 7 different costumes for each kid? Or they just keep wearing the same fucking costume? Because when I was a kid, we just wore one costume, wore it one time, and threw it in the garbage. We were done. But this shit right here is ridiculous to me.
It is. Your screen, ridiculous right now.
I'm sure it is. I seen it. Y'all froze too.
But no, I understand, because I know some friends and stuff that have kids, and they do this like trunk or treat shit. But then they also do like some thing at school, which we had our costume thing at work, as you're hearing this, a week ago. And it was a little excessive too, because I was like, it's not Halloween, but whatever.
Yeah, we've had things every day this week. And they're at the school right now doing another thing. And there's another thing tomorrow, and there's another thing Saturday. But nothing on Monday on Halloween.
Well, that's for trick-or-treating.
There's nothing going on. That's this week, and that's
last
Saturday.
Monday?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, yeah, last Monday. There was nothing. I think it's ridiculous.
So we're having a trunk or treat at work tomorrow. As you hear this, it was last Friday, but we're having one at work tomorrow. I'm off on Fridays. I'm going in, and I just got a text from my boss said, "What's the finance team up to for the trunk or treat?" I don't know. But I hear you. There is a lot out there, Mike. A lot of different things. It's like Halloween week. It's like your birthday weekend, right? Speaking of. Somebody have a birthday?
Maybe.
Mr. Whitaker? 47 years young?
47? I wish. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Still younger than
Thank
Ed.
you. Yeah.
What are you going to do? Drink
younger
some
than
beer,
Ed.
kick some ass, and you run out of beer?
Yep. That's it.
Hey, I do want to go back to this Halloween thing real quick. Is anybody to our fans out there, if you have ever given kids drugs and Halloween candy, DM me, please. Because you always hear, like, oh, you better check the kids' candy, check the kids' candy. Drugs are expensive. You ain't just handing that shit out to children. So
No,
I agree.
Kids drugs on Halloween, DM me, please, because I want to see the statistics, because I think it's goose egg.
It
I
should
agree.
be zero.
So-
Because yeah, who's going to take that time to just inject drugs into that candy anyway?
It's
Like, come on.
hey, I need to spend like $400 on these drugs. Why? Well, gonna not use them, but give them all in candy. Like that makes
Yeah,
me
what
really
kind of
fucking-
drugs are we talking here? Like, I might be interested.
Yeah, right. And like Brad, you have kids.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like the trunk or treat thing compared to regular Halloween? Like
I
going
liked
door to
it.
door.
I did like it because so in Philadelphia, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys have like scheduled Halloween time in your town?
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
here,
5:30
yes.
to 7:30.
No.
5:30 to 7:30. We start at 6. And I always thought that was odd because my hometown is out near Pittsburgh, and it was 4 to 6 done. Okay, basically keeping the lights out. The light, they wanted the light out for the kids. But in Philly, they start when it's dark and it goes till whenever the hell you want. So I did like the trunk or treat when they were little because I don't know, it felt a little weird.
One-stop shop. You wanted a one-stop shop. You didn't want to walk up and down the streets. You're like, fuck it, we're going here. We're done. We're out.
It's literally 40
Well-
trunks and you're out. And it's
Yeah,
just as much
and-
candy, and you're done in 40 minutes, 30 minutes. We did.
Yeah.
We probably did 2 or 3 of them. We did whatever at the school, and then we trick or treated. It was a lot. My daughter would wear 3 costumes a year back when she was little.
Yeah,
My
see,
son would be the same: Spider-Man, Black Spider-Man, or Red Spider-Man every year. He didn't care.
Yeah.
The Hulk.
and see, I kind of like it, like that trunk or treat thing, because especially here, I got 3 houses that live on my hill. That's it. We had to walk or drive, and then get out of the car, and then do that. Like, so screw all that. Now, when I was at home in Daytona, that was different because you had house in the
And
whole
you knew
neighborhood.
the rich neighborhoods to hit, and like,
And you knew that- yeah,
candy on
damn
Willow
right.
Street.
Damn right. We knew that one house that gave out that $5 bill to everybody instead of giving out candy. So
God.
What?
we knew that one
I'm
a
saying.
$5 bill.
You want
Only
to talk
3
about multiple
kids got it.
costumes? I've been hitting that house. Fucking
Believe me,
20
that
costumes.
house.
Oh, look at this guy, frozen like Wozen again.
Hey, one
Coach-
time when
Coach- Coach is gone, but Mike's taking over the internet choppiness and spirit here.
That is
You're here in
hilarious.
spirit, Rosie.
Please,
You're here in spirit.
please watch this on YouTube. Please watch this on YouTube. I think we need to take a. Damn it!
I don't know what the fuck's up with my internet. I got Coach Rosie internet right now.
Well,
He bailed out, and now I got his fucking internet.
so you make a good point though, Mike. If you're in a rural town where there's not a lot of houses, yeah, a trunk or treat really works good because everybody's going to the community's going to this place and you're gonna get candy. That's a great point. I live in a suburb, Philadelphia suburb, so this neighborhood's pretty alive. But that is a good point. That's a good
Right.
thing for your community for sure.
And we do it like at our rec department. Then we do it at the courthouse. They might do it at a church. So it's
One-stop shop, courthouse, huh?
one-stop shop. Go, yeah,
Go
exactly.
city battle,
Go-
and then go get the
go-
candy. One-stop shop. They're in there. Who's gonna get the kid, and then you get the candy on the outside. What am I doing? What am I doing here?
You know what we didn't do? We did not introduce our guests. We just started blabbing about Halloween and stuff.
Go ahead. We're done. Mike's done anyway. He's frozen.
Welcome back to the show, Bryant. And this time it's good to be on the show with you because, I was in my fucking James Travels the World escapade after Top Guy Weekend. So I wasn't on that episode except for the very beginning when I also had internet issues. So it's good to see that come full circle. And I want to welcome you to the show. And you got anything, update our thousands of fans on that, since the last time you were here?
Well, as a humble brag, I'd like to brag being the first repeat guest.
There you
So
go.
I've got
Very
that
true.
something to brag about for me here. Honestly, not much is going on for me. Just staying with work and starting wrestling season here in about a month now. So be getting ready to have some fun there.
Nice.
And for those that don't know, and this is a shameless plug, Bryant, he's the guy that took the Vince McMahon leaping out of the ring picture.
I did do that, didn't I? Yes.
There is
And I
also something
still get
else
people.
about Bryant. If you have any question in the history of wrestling, he knows the answer.
Yes, he
That's
does.
a fact. That is a fact. You answered a question on that show that you were on, and it wasn't even for the right show. But you knew what he was talking about, Frank. Frank was asked a question about an announcer from it was the wrong season and everything, but you still named the announcer.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even on that show, but you knew who he meant. That, my friend, that is well done.
I always enjoy telling people I am a useless bag of information on wrestling. Like that's what I like to say is my claim to fame.
What's
Hey,
your wife think of that?
You know a lot of announcers and stuff? Because I may need to hit you up on some of these, like, hey, who commentated this?
I could do that. Yeah, I did. I told Brad once, I'm like, I'll fact check all your stuff for if you want. I don't care. I mean,
yeah, he could be our researcher at times.
Yeah.
You'll get paid $0.
Yeah, it's give me a percentage of 0.
I'm in for that. I'm used to getting that on some stuff. So
anyway.
So.
Great. Thanks for being here, Brian.
But yeah, no, thank you guys for the invite. I appreciate it. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can be as entertaining as Coach.
Wow.
Hey,
everybody's
can you make a bagel? Can you go to a nightclub in the middle of an episode?
I don't know if I could get Ric Flair or anything, but I mean.
Well, neither could he.
I will say this about Coach. He can say the word Jim Carrey, and we'll talk for 30 minutes. That was amazing. Like he does know how to start a conversation for sure. So maybe you could do some of that, you know?
I can do that.
I thought Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was a good movie. Oh, wait a minute. Never
what
mind.
the hell? I watched that movie. What in the world?
Hey, man, when you have bad luck and love, it makes a lot of sense.
I made a lot of sense at the end.
I'm going to throw out there for a Jim Carrey movie, The Number 23. Have you guys seen that?
I like that one too. Yeah,
that's good. That's a good Jim Carrey movie.
That's a yeah. It's a definite switch for sure.
I definitely saw it. I don't remember it.
Well, watch it again.
Yeah, watch it again.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Just like these matches, I just watched them. I still don't remember them.
Ain't that the truth? Which brings us to, I guess, today's agenda, Brad. Go ahead and, now that it's November and we've had all the Halloween we can get.
Yeah, I didn't think we talked about it for the first half of this episode. Thanks a lot, Whitaker. So this, we're going to change it up. I'm not going to say that we're going to do this every week, even though we're going to talk about a series. We're talking about bringing guests on and stuff like that. Maybe some celebrity guests, who knows? But we are starting what's called a titles series. That was Mike Whitaker's idea. Genius, by the way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a particular title and a couple of matches associated with the title. There are a lot of titles out there. You know, my favorite, of course, is the 24/7 title, but nobody wanted to do that this week because all the matches are 36 seconds or 4 seconds or 1 second.
I wouldn't mind doing a couple of those, actually. Yeah. That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
We could be in bed by 8 o'clock, right?
I like how Brad would be like, and then they came in for a roll-up. All right, and that's the end of the match.
At that point, you could cover, 10 or 12 of those matches in an episode?
And then I would say, Adam, as a wrestling purist. So anyway, we're going to start with one that you may be familiar with. We were watching at the time. Some of us may be more familiar than others. We're starting with the ECW title. And
EC-Dub.
And it is going to be the EC Dub era, no matter how much Devin tried to WWE it up. We stuck with ECW when it was ECW, the Paul Heyman ECW, Philadelphia's own ECW, James.
I thought it was a rib. Here's a little peek behind the curtain. I completely forgot we were doing the title thing, and I thought we were doing a month of ECW shows, and I was like, this has to be a Brad, so we can just jack off Philly for a whole month. This has to be a Brad thing. My birthday month, and I thought we were just going to jack off Philly the whole time.
Our birthday month.
By the way, James, you might be getting a special shout out on your birthday from someone special, but we're going to go ahead and leave it at that for now. Anyway, so Mike, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit, we're going to share this moment here. Give us a little bit of history of the ECW title. Mike, take it away.
I'll take it away.
Stealing my thunder, son of a bitch.
It was first introduced in '92 as the NWA ECW World Heavyweight title, and Jimmy Snuka being the first champion. Imagine that. That was when ECW was Eastern Championship Wrestling. In '94, the title was vacated, and there was a tournament organized for a new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And in the finals, it was Shane Douglas and Scorpio, or Too Cold Scorpio in the finals, where Shane Douglas would win. He would immediately disqualify or take it out as the NWA World Heavyweight title and start calling it the ECW World Heavyweight title. And that is when we became noticed to the greatest organization ever as Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Fucking guy, right?
That was the biggest. That was huge back in the day when he slammed that title on the ground, and even the NWA people did not even know that was happening, and they were. Ooh, there was some litigation.
Nobody knew.
That's some real shit.
And it came from ECW. That's when ECW went from Eastern Championship to Extreme. And
Awesome.
it lived up until April 11th, 01, when WWE bought ECW and said, fuck y'all, Vince McMahon's the ECW champion.
Right.
Whenever the fuck you want it.
Very first
after
episode, Zombies, which in the archives,
Yes.
when Corey Graves was like, no, you're not seeing the reboot of ECW. These are Zombies.
Excellent, Mike. Excellent. So, James, after you're done sipping that beer, back to you, James.
Oh, you mean the cold, refreshing taste of natural light? Mmm. Still waiting on a t-shirt or something. Just something, man. I drink your product. I ain't asking you to pay me.
Why don't you just give me a free one here and there?
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
Could
Like
throw
a
you
keg.
something, a cozy even. I mean, come on.
Just hook me up with a kegerator, and I'll have it right there, and it'll be good to go. But no, so it's match one time, huh?
Oh boy,
Fuck yes. Y'all ready to get extreme?
dude, I am ready.
Extreme. Oh, Brad disappeared.
No, like when the
Oh,
Brad
Brad's
disappeared
gone.
again. Brad's
That's
naked.
You
Oh,
definitely
here
need
we
to
go.
watch
Oh, there it is. The BWO.
yes. Well, the very first match.
Brad, you got more hair on your back than you do your head.
That ain't true.
Did you wear that for a specific reason for this match?
Oh, maybe.
Coinciding with said pay-per-view? What match? Well, it's Sandman versus Raven for the
Oh.
ECW World Heavyweight Championship from November to Remember 1996, which took place November 16th of that year. We're almost on the anniversary of that, I guess, like 2 weeks out, because we're current and everything. It takes place
Yes.
at the 2300, ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, now we're not gonna do that again, right, Amy?
It had an attendance of 1,500 or 1,250, depending on what you check, but at the time was the largest ECW crowd there. It had a match length of 15 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever, I think it's 8 seconds, depending on if you hear the announcer in the match. And Meltzer gave it -1 star.
What?
-1.
At least he
I
watched. it.
wonder why.
I'm
But
Did he
that's
swing?
enough,
That was a swing and a miss.
yeah.
Hey, this guy come back, huh?
But that is the intro to the match. But as we're all wondering, hey, Devin, how did we get there?
All right. So this feud between Raven and Sandman, I knew nothing about before doing the research for.
Big shocker.
Holy
na-
crap, is this insane?
What are you, -1 at this point?
This
Yeah.
So-
yeah, he looks just like him too.
this
He
November
does.
to November to Remember pay-per-view was 360 days before I was born. But a
Such an
couple
So
months
your
before
dad's
that,
like getting high, drinking beers, looking at your mom like, hey, girl, hey.
all right, let's move on. So at Hardcore Heaven 1996, Raven first defeats the Sandman and captures the ECW championship with help from interference by the Nest, which was the shirt that Brad's wearing right now, the Blue World Order. So, and then throughout the next few weeks after, Raven would really try to get into Sandman's head. He'd actually manipulate Sandman's ex-wife Lori and his son Tyler, and get them to end up joining the Nest. Raven would brainwash Tyler and Lori to believing he's a god among men. He, yeah. And then a little bit later, a couple months later, they had one of the most controversial angles that I've ever seen in pro wrestling history. It's actually the whole reason that Kurt Angle did not sign with ECW. Raven and the Nest would tie the Sandman to a cross after beating the shit out of him and hang him against the ring.
Is there a name for that?
It's a
Was it a cross or a crucifix?
Correct.
Or a symbol.
But
What it was, man. It was a crucifix.
That's a rough thing to do in the mid '90s. Like that's
Do ever.
So-
like,
who,
we're talking about
who did it
extreme.
first, ECW or WWE?
ECW did it first.
So then why did he sign with WWE when they did it too?
Because it was a symbol.
Call him. I'm going to call him and ask him. Hold on.
Quiz, Mike.
But
I got to ask
so-
him.
Look at that. You got Rosie's internet. Now you got Rosie's credentials. Like calling people. Like I'm gonna hit him up.
He gave me some of his contact information just in case. Thanks, Coach.
So about a month after the crucifixion angle, the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer would face. It actually ended up being Stevie Richards and primetime Brian Lee, and that's when the Sandman would recapture the ECW championship. Throughout the next couple months, Raven would just continue this torturing Sandman every way he could. He got Sandman's son Tyler to say that he wants Raven to be his father. He got Tyler to slap the Sandman. He really got into Sandman's head, getting his family to turn against him. And that's kind of the whole metamorphosis of this match. The entire feud, the angle is just Raven getting everyone to turn against Sandman.
Hey Dominic, I'm your poppy.
Tremendous.
Yes.
All right, so getting into the match here, Raven versus Sandman, like we said. Raven in the ring with a lot of people. We have Lori Fullington and Tyler Fullington. Now, like you said, this is was it his ex-wife at the time? Or is it his ex-wife? Like, was that in story? Do you know the answer to that, Devin?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either,
That's
but it
okay,
is his
Dave.
ex-wife now. I promise you that much.
She
at least.
looks very. I know it's the gimmick.
It is the gimmick.
but
It's the gimmick.
woo!
Yeah.
She's looking
Yeah.
pretty rough. in this
So
match.
I mean, this is really extreme here.
Well,
Not
Brad,
to-
you're passing over the most important part, like your shirt.
well, I'm not done.
This is
So
the
then we
very
have the
first,
blue meanie, Stevie Richards, and Supernova, known as the Blue World Order. Devin, what the hell is this, man? Well, you already answered it. So that was what I had in the notes. But you already gave me a great build, so we know what this is. Everybody
their first time.
everybody against the Sandman and his family, apparently. Anybody here ever been to the ECW arena? Okay, well, I have. Go figure, right?
Yeah,
Not
it's in
during
Philly. Never. gonna
not
be
during
there.
this time, but I've been there a number of times since, and apparently they've cleaned it up. Huh. Anyway, so Stevie Richards here is giving a long speech. Sandman attacks without his music even playing. And then we have Stevie Richards on the commentary. James, what did you think of this?
It was. I thought it was kind of funny, honestly, but it was a couple of the calls he makes where it's like he's attacking his left arm because he is left-handed, and the crowd just like pops big for it. But I thought it was funny to do. If you overdo it, I think it's a little much. Like I think you should have had a little more Joey Styles, maybe a little less Stevie. But that's just me. But I don't know in the live arena how ECW was back in that day. I wasn't a watcher, but it may have been like, oh, this is fucking awesome,
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was good for like that match.
Yeah.
Just it brought out something different in the whole thing, and you have somebody out there on ringside on the other opponent's side calling the match. So I thought it was pretty cool for him to
Well,
do
then I
it.
was going to ask you. See, I'm going to skip down a little bit here, Mike. Do you think it was hard for the wrestlers to concentrate?
Well, I mean, do you think they're paying attention to him,
Yeah,
or are they just working?
I think they
I
are.
think
I'm like,
Stevie's
yeah.
purposely trying to pop him.
Stevie's admitted
Yeah.
his whole purpose was to always get Raven to break and laugh. So
Yeah.
I could see Raven going for it and listening. Yeah.
So, Brian, do you think this is borderline ridiculous, or is it just fun?
I think it's fun. But the only thing I was wishing like Blue Meanie would jump on or Nova would like jump in with some commentary. like kind of pass it back and forth rather than just have Stevie do the match. But I thought it was great.
Especially as funny as Meanie is.
Yes.
So what if say next Monday we have Judgment Day out there in a match, and we have Dominic out there wrestling and Finn Balor calling the match? Would you like it? Would you like that? Would you think it's?
I would be for that.
I think it would be hilarious. Have you seen Booker T do it in TNA?
Oh man, that's
what this
him
reminded
like
me of.
Calling
beating
everything
that dude's
he's doing.
ass while commentating it. Is
While
fucking
commentating it, that's
hilarious.
hilarious. It's great. Of course, I would love if Finn did that.
Wasn't there somebody that did it one time as they were wrestling, calling their own matches?
Booker T.
Yeah, that's what Brian.
Okay, yeah, it was Booker T. Yeah.
Sorry,
I thought it was somebody in WWE though.
Well,
Amy's
Jerry
back.
Lawler's done it a few times back in his when he was kind of in between wrestling and commentating. He would do it during his heel run.
Okay.
So I was just answering a tweet on Twitter from Amy. I just a little rebuttal there, no big deal. So anyway, this a lot of arm wrenches by Raven. Sandman throws Raven through the ropes. James, do you see how close the fans and the guardrail is, or what do they call that? The gate is, and like to the actual wrestlers. Did you notice that?
A barricade type thing?
Barricade. Thank you. Well, they
Yeah,
bring it in the
man.
ing later, so
Hey, I'll talk more about barricades later for sure. But
Oh yeah, I bet.
looking forward to it.
yeah, me too. But well, the ECW crowd was kind of a different crowd, and like even when Stevie Richards at the beginning was like, "We're gonna do some real wrestling and not the what do you call glorified acrobatics or whatever it was." You just see one dude in the front just like clapping, losing it. So,
It's still that way, by the way. It still is pretty intense. It's like a middle class crowd. You know what I mean? It is a lot of fun. James, I know how you feel about Philadelphia, and I know we have a lot of fun back and forth, but it's your kind of people down there. I'm telling you right now.
Oh God, fucking show's over.
You would be all of you would be having fun at this.
Now
If you
it's
like the
legit
wrestling
your
showcase?
show. I'll
if
see
you
you
like
with Rosie at state championship. I'm out.
Just all right. So just
Bye,
pretend it's the
people
wrestling
in Philly.
showcase. Except everybody's pissed all over the floor. Okay, and the chairs are a little bit out of order, and it doesn't matter what your ticket is because you just sit wherever you want. Even if it's the front row, it's the last row. Just find a seat. So
Did you see on both these matches we covered or that we're covering today? If you look up, like slightly to the left, there's this guy with long hair and glasses. He's in both matches, sitting in the same spot.
Yeah, I think his name's Mr. Dowling.
I wish. That'd be cool.
360 days ahead of time.
You're a time traveler, you son of a bitch.
I
So
wish.
we have Sandman's wife and kid acting crazy on the outside of the ring. Devin, did you think that the wrestling in this performance was too sloppy? And if it is, or does it even matter?
No, I think it really doesn't matter. It definitely was sloppy, but it's kind of just like Raven showing that he can out wrestle Sandman. I don't think it was necessary. It's kind of just them poking fun at Sandman. Like, look what I can do to you. You're going to have to use this weapon when I can just wrestle you.
Speaking of Sandman, I did message him if he wanted to come on the show and do a watch-along style of this match. I have not heard back. If he does get back to me in the middle of the show, we're going to do a pivot. Okay.
You're damn right we will. If Sandman jumps on here, we'll do whatever
He's
the
on.
hell Sandman wants to do.
So, James, who are the real announcers today?
Stevie Richards.
Come on, man. We already did that part.
Joey Styles had a couple one-liners, it appeared, but it seemed like Stevie Richards was the guy.
All right, fine.
I do
So
want to
we
say with the wrestling, like to double back on Devin's thing, or the sloppy wrestling thing. When there's a highly personal, feud like this, I think the less choreographed looking makes it better because it's like, hey man, that's my wife and kid. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I think it just goes better with the feud that it doesn't have to all be perfect when there's a highly personal feud like this.
Mike, is this from the great mind of Heyman or what?
Oh, definitely.
He has a little Vince McMahon in him, doesn't he?
He does.
like a raw version of Vince McMahon to me. So so we have Raven armbar submission, throws Sandman throws Raven out of the ring. Sandman hitting Raven with a gas can. Adam, how does that feel? Yeah, I'm giving you the finger, dude.
Hey,
Anyway,
just ask Bryant every Adam.
I have Bryant on here already.
Didn't get Bryant twice. Get Bryant 2 times.
Bryant, are you enjoying this for what it is? Can you enjoy it for what it is, or does it like just not age well for you?
No, you can still enjoy it for what it is, because it's kind of like James was saying, like you still sense that Sandman's the bitterness of his family turning and coming after Raven for the revenge. So like it still ages well, but like some of the shots you see him take, that's the part that kind of makes you cringe a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't age well. It never does with the chair shots, knowing what we know now. We've talked about that a number of times on this show.
Oh yeah.
And ECW was as worse as ever. But if you hear these guys talk, they make it sound like they were safe. Now I've seen that documentary on damn it, The Gangstas. So who am I forgetting? What's his name? Tell me.
New Jack
and Mustafa.
Thank you so much. When he throws that guy off the scaffold,
That's
there's
real.
nothing safe about that. You can't do it safe. The guy lived and didn't get hurt as bad because of luck. But they do say they were pretty safe overall. So, Mike, what did you think of all the blood?
Love it. I love blood.
You love blood? I thought you were scared of blood.
Well, I am when it's my blood. I mean, I get a little damn pinch on my finger and I get freaked out and I need to go to the hospital.
But
No
you
one
pass
makes
out,
me
right?
bleed my own.
Yeah, if it's not my blood, I don't give a shit.
You like needles?
Nope.
How about
Well,
snakes?
it's an intervention.
Are you afraid of rats?
No, I got a snake,
You eat
so I
rats?
feed the damn.
Georgie?
No,
God dang.
my snake eats rats.
What kind of snake do you have, Mike?
I don't know, albino.
Ball python?
It's a python, but it's a ghost recon python or some shit. I don't know.
Well, I have a ball python, so I just want to. This is.
Yeah, no, really. Like
I'm
mine's
doing
like
a show right now, huh?
mine's like a python, but it's all white.
I got a Vienna sausage.
Ooh.
There it is.
Raven.
Actually, well, technically, it's not my snake. It's my daughter's snake because she loves it.
So Raven kind of puts Sandman through the table. Looks very botched. Bryant, what did you think of that move?
I actually didn't think the table was supposed to break there.
No?
It just looks like he was trying to throw him on it. But a lot of those tables, I feel like they're pretty flimsy anyway. So, like, even just a little bit of pressure, especially two guys at their size going through it, I see why it broke.
Gotcha. So foot to the chair, to the face of Raven, DDT by Sam into Raven, and he picks him up with no pin. Devin, what kind of move is this? Who's the babyface? Who's the heel? Does the babyface ever pick the heel up?
No,
not
but it's not about winning right here. Sandman still wants to beat the hell out of Raven.
So a good psychology, you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like he might have the win, but he hasn't finished giving Raven the true beating that he deserves.
So, Devin, would you do the same thing if Raven took Erica from you?
Hell yeah, I'd kick Raven's ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wait a minute. We have Adam from Bama. Welcome, sick boy. Perfect name for you, because the Ravens flock is here today.
Hey, if you want to do walk and dip, you're more than welcome, dude.
Man, you look like shit.
This is the first time I've ever seen you not wearing a hat.
That's his new haircut for men hairpiece.
Oh, did he go to the side?
Oh, he does that flick and
Look at
everything.
that beautiful hair flip. That
Yeah.
beautiful hair flip right there.
And just think, you guys wanted to wait for him to jump on. It's been 44 minutes. I tried to make him wait. I tried to make him wait, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It's
all right,
funny. My daughter sent her boyfriend to come get me so I can try to go to the ball game. She don't even want me driving.
All right, well, that's fun.
That's so nice.
But you'll see a random kid pop up here in a minute. I don't know what y'all thinking. I've got random kids just at my house.
I figured you did, but I mean, that's just
Did you
I
have
think
you
it's
any?
way down there.
kids, so it's like,
Did you-
like a
Yeah.
friend, like, of your children.
Yeah,
not
but my
like,
kids ain't here, and he is. It's just gonna look funny.
Yeah, it's not
Adam,
some
have
Chris
you
Hansen shit. It's like your
watched the
friend of your
matches?
kids.
Have you watched the matches?
Yeah, I watched Taz. Or I tried to watch Taz and Sabu. That's just so long.
Did you watch the other one by chance that we're talking about right now while we're asking
No,
questions?
I couldn't.
Okay,
I
great.
just,
So
I don't
I'm
like
gonna
you
just
said here.
I'm gonna make this real simple for you, okay? All right. So anyway, back to the show. Sandman hits the referee for some reason. Stevie Richards DDT by Raven. Then we have all the goons setting up the table. The Blue World Order. Meanie with the moonsault off the top. James, tell me about this move.
Well, it's you get on the top rope, you see, and you tuck the head, and you grab, and you want to lift, but they also want to lift too. It's kind of a give or take thing, and you both have to fully commit, or else somebody's gonna fuck themselves up. So wrestling's kind of like a tango, Brad. It takes two to tango. So just because you can do the move, like you gotta have your partner. Is that what you were talking about?
I'm talking about
Have you and Adam been talking behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Blue
Stick
Meanie.
it to the figure four reverse.
So, let's talk about Blue Meanie. And let's face it, Blue Meanie, admittedly,
hey, I do like gut out. Like he's got gut out right here.
he was
It's
never in
fucking
tremendous
awesome.
shape, but he's doing a moonsault off the top rope through a table. I just want to, first off, I'm a huge Blue Meanie fan. I wouldn't say I know him personally, but I've talked to him face to face a few times. He's a good guy. He doesn't charge you for nothing when you see him. Just wants to get pictures. He just loves the fan.
Hey, I
But
will
man,
say that
this is
the
a move.
moonsault, that was extreme.
And I gotta correct you, Brad. You said through the table. They did
It is
not go
great.
through the
I didn't
table.
go through.
Great.
Yeah.
But still an impressive move, nonetheless. But
Did you ask me that question specifically?
no, I
am
didn't.
a
And as
fat
soon
guy,
as I
and you
said
wanted
it,
to.
what would I rather be, Brad?
Yeah.
Broke or
Yeah.
fat? Brad, what would I
Fucker.
rather be? Broke or fat? What a fucked up
Every
question, Brad. What a
fucking
fucked
time.
up question.
Can't
Oh
wait till
my
we cover
God.
Mabel and you just have me talk about the whole match. Hey, James, you're fat. Tell us what Mabel's thinking right here.
Let me tell you what. I'll talk about Stone Cold being bald all day. I'm not offended at all.
Right, you
Oh,
will
that's
not
an
take my
easy
Texas
one.
rattlesnake from me, sir.
But the funny thing about this move is there are no EC dub chants for this at the time when this actually happens, which shocks me. So anyway, but how about I don't know what I'm talking about here. Raven puts Sandman through the table, out at 2. Devin, was that too long at that point? Do you think he waited too long to cover him?
No, because Raven, he was pretty beat up too. So like, I think it's
So you
just
think
showing
they
the wear and tear over the match.
Okay, that's a good point. Mike, any chance these two didn't get a lot of medical attention after this?
Probably not. They weren't getting paid. You think the medical staff was getting
I was
paid?
about to say, you think Paul Heyman's paying the medical staff to be on call?
I mean, they had somebody from 7-Eleven up there, or whatever the hell you guys up there in Philly. I mean,
We do have
We got
7-Eleven.
duct tape and super glue.
Okay.
We'll get you right
Yeah.
up.
They
Get
didn't
you
even
the
pay for
Sabu
this show,
treatment. Yeah, it's a Sabu treatment.
For
out there.
real.
So
yeah.
Adam,
We'll
I'm
put
gonna
your
give
sign. We'll put your sign on the pay per view. We'll post it. If you'll just tape our guys up, we'll put your advertisement right there on the screen.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I'm going to go ahead. Since you didn't watch the match, I'm going to just talk about this one part, though. There's a lot of weapons being used. I mean, like tables and stuff like that. And then guess what they start doing, Adam? They start doing punches. What does this do to the match?
So let's hit guys with kendo sticks and ball bats and chairs, and now let's go chopping. That's going to teach them.
Yeah, because those kendo sticks are brutal.
Apparently.
Those kendo sticks suck if they're made right. But then after that, let's just go punch them. See how that works. It just don't. It's kind of like a reverse. Like
Are we at the kendo sticks yet?
Yeah, I mean it's like you want to do. Oh, okay. Well, let's go jump off the mountain, and then we'll go to the shallow end.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any
exactly.
sense. You're doing it ass backwards.
I totally agree. The punches don't make sense here, especially them hurting. You can punch them, but it shouldn't hurt. Not if you got hit in the head with a table or a chair. So, all right, Bryant. We have Lori Forlington's son, Tyler, here, jumping in front, protecting Raven. What do you think of children being involved in this angle? And recently, and I'm going to expand on this a little bit. Recently in Impact Wrestling, if you watch any Impact Wrestling, Josh Alexander's son was actually in the ring with his mother and his wife, his mother, and Moose cashed in what they call their money in the bank. They call it call your shot
Call
in
shot.
front of his son. Do you
Yes.
think this is okay to involve your children in a match like this?
Well, I mean, we did have custody of Dominic in a ladder match at SummerSlam. So
Yeah,
I
look at him
mean,
now.
Yeah, and now he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh's son could easily get in the business too. I mean,
Now he's Dominic Guerrero.
Where the
Yeah.
fuck is Vicky?
yes,
That part.
So you're
That's-
okay
yeah,
with it?
I mean-
You like it?
yes and no. Like, I don't like him being like involved. Like, if you want to include them in the story, like maybe kind of like vignettes or something. But like having him get in the ring, you never know what can happen in there sometimes. And I do find it hilarious to watch that kid dress up as Raven, though. I think that was funny.
Oh, that was amazing. I
Well,
loved it.
You can have kids in the ring as long as your name is Kenny Omega.
Yeah, Yeah,
No,
true.
yeah.
So, but having them in the ring, that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of where I put the line of like, I don't know how safe you're going to be because one wrong slip or somebody moves and you're taking out your kid.
So I don't know if
child
you
labor
listen-
laws.
That's
So is
true.
that an extra paycheck, or does like the kid get a paycheck, or
I'm sure it all goes to Sandman's child support.
Probably.
I mean,
So it all goes back to Raven, the stepdad.
There it is.
So
Tied all
ridiculous.
in.
And the way they did up this wife, like you said, James, they made her look like she was not in a good place.
She's itching her face a lot. She's got sunken dark eyes.
I mean, it was done. Obviously, they did it on purpose.
she was like a pre-Kidman.
She's from Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was a
Alabama
pre-Kidman.
gone.
She's spinning a broken light bulb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did ask I did get a chance to get my question in on Reffing It Up with Brian Hebner to Josh Alexander about his kid being in the ring. And he says his kid was thrilled to do it. So that kid's 4 years old. Like, I don't know. What's real? What is it?
Hey, that little fella.
Moose went to their house. Or
I
at least
Yeah, and he
the
did that.
gate.
Yeah.
I seen pictures of him and Chelsea Green together. He has the headset on, the headgear, and he's standing
Headgear.
beside Chelsea Green.
Sorry.
That's a lucky kid.
I stopped listening after Chelsea Green.
Right. I'd be standing behind Chelsea Green too, but I'd have
How
a
you
different
doing?
headgear on. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Notice your Twitter today. Roll Tide. So DDT by Raven. Sandman kicks out. Now we have a 5-on-1 assault. James, at this point in this match where everybody's involved, are you done with it at this point?
Are we? Is this? I know there's a lot of like hot moves, like a couple false finishes and stuff like that. Is that
Yeah.
what we're?
Yeah, there's the
I
false.
thought the crowd.
I mean,
was, like,
everybody's in the
completely
ring.
dead
Everybody's
for
in the
this.
ring.
Like the crowd's dead for this, but it feels like if it were like a bigger, like you see this type of shit today on anything, the crowd's like, oh, with all these like DDTs and everybody's throwing each other everywhere, and there's fucking fake, there's misses on all this stuff, connects on some things, but the crowd is just sitting with their hands on their ass. Like I didn't get that.
That was surprised too. I don't know who they were rooting for. It is a heel town. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, ain't that the fucking truth? Sorry.
It is. I mean, it's horseman country.
Horse species country. Go ahead.
Like I said before, they should never do a Royal Rumble there if the baby face is going to win, and it's an obvious one.
Ooh.
But they still come back because it is a hot crowd at times. So a DDT on the guardrail in the ring from Sandman to Raven. Sandman with the pin. His music hits. The illegal music that
Well,
he
you
had.
gotta get those, because Raven went for it. Then it was reversed.
Go ahead, please.
And then Joey Styles like, God, Joey Styles, man, kills it.
Is Devin, do you think Sandman is more of an anti-hero?
For sure. He's that Stone Cold type character, where like you root for him because of his action or because of the stuff he's fighting for than the actions that he's done. Like,
he don't
you know that
follow no
he's-
rules either.
Yeah, he's fighting to save his family. He's not following the rules, and he's not, I kind of see him as an anti-hero. That's a good word.
Adam, there's a rumor that he drank a lot before he did these matches. Now, I mean, it's not really a rumor. It's been said on air by guys like Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer,
And Sandman himself.
and Sandman
Yeah.
himself. Have you ever been in the ring with someone that has been inebriated?
Oh, well, I mean, this is Alabama, so I mean, if they hadn't been drinking before the match, then something's wrong.
Hey,
Because
son of a bitch, before we get in the ring, go kill a six-pack right now.
wait a minute, you don't smell like beer. Are you okay? Something's wrong here. But no, nobody to where I hate to say it like this, but like a Jeff Hardy incident, that's never happened to me. Thank God. Because luckily the smaller shows, the promoters kind of back around where he can kind of see what's going on. Except for when Cabana Man was talking about the one place where we were sitting in separate trailers. It's hard for the promoter to barely walk and go to this trailer and this trailer and this trailer to see what's going on. So there's always a little bit of drinking, but nothing to the fact to where, dude, you can't even stand up. You need to get out of here. It's never been that bad.
Gotcha. Bryant, you said you were watching at this time or you weren't? I can't remember what you told me.
I just started. Yeah.
At the time, did you enjoy this or was it just you could take it or leave it?
At the time, I had to watch it in secret because my parents thought it was too brutal. for me to watch, which as a child it probably was. But I just thought it was like a completely different presentation than everything I'd seen up to that point. So I loved it.
So, Mike, are you able to talk, or are you just going to talk to whoever that is?
No, sorry. Yeah, I was talking to my son. Hold on.
All right,
I'm
just
good.
for 1 second, can you answer
Hey,
this?
just make a bagel in the
Yeah.
background too.
Hey, it
while you
looked funny because
At least
Devin and
he hit
Mike
mute.
both are
At least
muted.
he hit mute.
Devin and Mike both are muted, so it's like they're talking to each other on the side without us.
We were.
Mike, I know you've watched a lot of, you've listened to a lot of podcasts, so you know a lot about what was really going on behind the scenes at this time. Knowing what you know now about these guys not getting paid, about these guys doing it on the fly, about these guys drinking, does it change the way you look at it now, and compared to if you watched it fresh?
Yeah, in a way it does because
What's your
I
fucking
mean,
problem, James?
No, I mean, no. Oh, sorry. Hit
Go
the
ahead,
mute
Mike.
button. No, we had,
Hey.
Mike is over there talking, and then all of a sudden you see Devin like,
Oh, okay. I thought I said something wrong. I was like, what was wrong with what I said? I was
No.
the worst I said in a week.
and in a way it does because I mean, if I'm not getting paid for my job, I'm not showing up, and I don't get the shit beat out of me every week. So these guys are getting the shit beat out of them, and they're still showing up, not getting paid.
But that's the crazy thing, though. Tommy Dreamer talks about how the guys would just show up, even though they knew they wasn't getting paid, they still show up. It's
Right,
like-
that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're still showing up.
Heyman would build them up and be like, we believe in you. They would go weeks without it, and they would still show up.
Right, and it just shows you that
amazing.
the love they have for the
Yeah,
business.
I love that part. I
and
love
Paul,
it.
like Paul Heyman, they would hate Paul Heyman like to the nines. But then if somebody else said something like, "Oh, fuck you, this is ECW," blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
Right.
They
So-
followed ECW
Son of a
down.
bitch, you know.
It's like
Right,
your
so-
cousin. We can talk
Yeah.
shit about him, but you can't
You
talk
can't.
shit about him.
Right. You know, and that just shows like the dedication they had for the business and what they were wanting to do. I mean, it's like an independent wrestler right now. I mean, they're not getting paid but a hot dog and maybe a soda or a beer,
Too hot.
but they go out there and they bust their ass because they love the business and they want to get somewhere, you know, they want to get somewhere else, they want to get somewhere else. But they go out there every week busting their ass doing it.
Devin, real quick, I know what this asshole Adam will say about this. Do you really think the kendo stick hurts?
I mean, it probably stings a little bit. I've seen wait. My reasoning. We've seen at times where like Seth Rollins has tied Dominic Mysterio to the ropes and whips the crap out. He's covered in bruises. Like so, it obviously
stings like a
stings.
sumbitch. It really does.
I
It
want to
stings.
get hit with one.
Although
Ha-
when Lori was swinging at Sandman's head
Amy?
here and completely missed him,
That was
that
tremendous.
couldn't hurt as
How,
well.
I
wait,
forgot to mention that. Was she missing on purpose, or was that just?
yes, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
That was
Three
ridiculous.
times.
He pushed that back, and she's just swinging over his head. I'm like,
It was
hey,
like
you
missing
lost
the
me on
T.
this one. Like,
It-
if you
It's
wanted
like
to hit
that
him,
one
you'd
kid on your
fucking
team that missed the
smoke him, you know?
TNT ball.
She did not play softball or anything when she was a
Barry
kid
Bonds that
because
motherfucker if you wanted to.
I mean
I
you would
forgot about that
think
part. That was
something
funny.
would have happened. At least one hit, 3 times she swung and she missed,
I can't believe I didn't write that down.
and then Stephen Richard missed a kick.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like
Well, and then the funny part is with the kendo stick too. She swings 3 times at his head, waits for him to bend over, and then finally hits him in the back with it. And I'm like, why didn't you just start there? Just hit him in the back to
Exactly.
begin with. Like,
That's funny stuff, though. That's funny stuff. So that's the end of that match. I'm going to get to a couple questions here as well, unless anybody has anything they want to add.
Ooh, Bryant, are we getting the fan questions from Bryant?
Yeah, I know. I can't
Yeah.
believe we got questions with Bryant being here.
I know it's weird, right?
Yeah,
I'll
is
save
weird.
him for on here. It's okay.
So I am going. I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking about going this weekend. It's last weekend now to the ECW arena to see MLW fight Fightland, and I would like to see our boy Jacob Fatu. And
Oh,
we
that'd
would
be
like,
awesome.
We would like to see him real soon. So
Right, honorary use.
shout out to Jacob Fatu. That's our boy. Adam, I know that you we had a good time with him on Top Guy Weekend. All of us, we spent some time with him. Adam,
Yeah.
spent the whole night with him.
I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, I'm in that
Before yesterday.
picture too, asshole. Just
I'm in
saying.
I'm in a picture.
I didn't get a
we
picture
hung
with
out.
him.
He called me an honorary use, and let's just say there was a fire outside the hotel lobby that night. That me and him had to take care
Yeah,
of.
I remember that fire.
He's just a cool dude, though. He like introduced himself to me because I was just hanging out with you guys.
Russell's
He's like,
barefoot too.
He's like, I'm Jacob.
Awesome.
I'm like, hey, I'm B-Rad. Okay. I think I said B-Rad. Like, what am I
Jer-
doing?
Jericho and Kurt Angle both put him over big time on their podcast, man. It was awesome.
Nah, he's great. I think he's got I think good things are coming for him. And yeah, he's gonna be there this weekend. And tickets are $20 for third row.
Is he gonna be part of Bloodline? Can we say that?
He already is part of the bloodline.
I don't know what's holding him back. He's got
It's
like
his
that
it's
look.
his background. It's his past. That's all
That
it
sucks.
was.
Because he's got a look, man, like a Yokozuna meets Roman Reigns
Umaga, that
together.
meets
Umaga,
Rikishi.
yeah.
But like,
He's got
yeah,
the
Umaga.
family. He's got the bloodline.
He looks. He has the look. But anyway, question here from someone. Oh shit.
Who, Bryant? He's right here.
No, I'm right here.
Yeah, I think he sent a few questions in, even though he's gonna be on the show. Just ask him.
All right. What ref? This is from our boy RJ from Reffing It Up with Brian Hebner. Says, what referee from today's promotion do you think could work well in these eras of ECW? Freaking
Brian
typical-
Hebner.
I
There it
think
is.
Brian Hebner would be great, RJ.
And you can hear how great he is on revving it up.
Gosh,
Nick
I don't
Patrick,
remember.
man, he's a heel.
No, in actuality, I don't think it should be someone like a big guy like a Nick Patrick or anything. Someone like a Bryce Remsburg would probably work well because he's smaller than both these guys.
See, I would say
Bryce
Remsburg, but yeah, he does a lot of the GCW stuff already. So I think he's kind of tailor-made for that because he's used to that hardcore style anyway.
And
Yeah.
Mike Kyoto would be a great ref, no matter the occasion.
Oh,
And you can
obviously.
hear Mike Chioda every other Monday on the mailbag on ad-free shows.
Oh, we already have one freaking guy that won't shut the fuck up about that here. And we had a trial that lasted 7 weeks.
Yeah, because that's the greatest podcast ever.
Yeah. So Mitchell Barnett. Mitchell Barnett here.
The
Who do you feel-
grandson, nephew?
Yeah.
Was it
Nephew,
grandson?
right?
So who do you feel out of these 4 performers would have the best? All right, so this is I probably should have asked this at the end. Our next match, of course, we're going to get to it, is Taz and Sabu.
Shout
So
out to
we-
Mitchell
thanks for
Barnett.
this.
He was throwing trash at me at Top Guy Weekend when we were sitting at the table.
best dressed guy there.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mm.
It was.
Wasn't hard. It was a bunch of fat dudes in wrestling T-shirts.
This
Right.
is true, too. Yes.
Wait a minute.
So
I'm
anyway,
not fat.
Not all.
I'm big boned.
God damn it.
so out of these 4 performers, Taboo, Taz, or Sabu, not Taboo. It's not Taboo Tuesday. Sabu, Taz, and we have Raven and Sandman. Which of these
Spoiler.
would have the best chance of making it in today's industry? And I already know my answer, but I'll let you go ahead first. Bryant, you go ahead.
Honestly, I'd say Raven. Just because with how that character was portrayed in ECW, not the WCW version where they tried to change it, but like this ECW version, you have Paul Heyman already behind the scenes at WWE. I think if you put those two together with the presentation, I think that could have gone anywhere.
Agreed. Anybody else?
Sabu,
I-
man, with that high flying, crash style. Like, I mean, the young cucks get jacked off every time they do stupid shit. So Sabu would probably fit right in that mold. I said it. I just hate the Young Bucks, but that's just,
You
What
hate
about
the Young Bucks?
Taz?
Really? How did I not know that?
Why the fuck would I like those flagrant,
They like
jackassy
you.
guys?
They like you.
Oh, do they? Yeah, let me know when they're big fans of James L. Corey. Fuck out of town.
Devin?
I would go with Taz. He reminds me of a guy that you were talking about a little bit earlier, the current Impact Heavyweight Champion, Josh Alexander.
What?
When Josh gets down to business, he can be that gritty in-ring wrestler and really
They look
throw
nothing
people all-
alike.
I wasn't
and
saying,
hey,
look,
now
the
that
style.
shorter wrestlers are like accepted more, Taz probably is a good answer.
I
Yeah,
think
but
the
freaking-
style.
Josh Alexander's like 6'4".
No, he's not.
He is to me.
No, I've met him a couple times. He's
Yeah, he was in the lobby 70 times over Top Guy Weekend.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him in
Like, hi,
action.
Josh.
Headset and all.
Mike, what do you got?
Well, that's kind of hard. I would like to see a Raven character in today's world right now. I really would. Like, just bring back that Gothic like type thing because you don't see too much of it right now.
It fit really
So I
good
think
in AEW, like Bryant was saying.
I think that I think the Raven character could work right now, especially like James said in AEW something like that. I think that could work. Wrestling wise, I'd have to go with Taz because I mean he was wrestling wise greater out of all four of them.
Did you answer, Adam?
I don't think I heard the whole question. My daughter was messaging me.
Out of the four guys that we're watching today, who would make it today? Who'd be the best?
God, yeah, it'd probably well Sabu, honestly, because he does more risky stuff. But the rest of them Taz, 100%. But if I had to go out on a limb,
and that's from a wrestler's mouth, baby. Yeah,
I'd go RVD if I had to pick anybody from ECW. Well, I'm
He was
talking about as far
wrestling
as
2 years ago.
yeah, but he wasn't in AEW though.
Well, no one said AEW.
Somebody said Young Bucks, and I just checked out. I just checked out once I heard Young Bucks.
Anyway, I'm going with Raven. My reason for that is I think he was way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time with his. He's just a smart guy, and I think he could adapt to anything at any time. So anyway, one more question here from our friend RJ. Who was Raven's best ECW rivalry? Sandman or Tommy Dreamer?
Oh, Tommy Dreamer.
Ooh,
Tommy.
Yeah, I'd say Tommy Dreamer. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I'd say Tommy Dreamer.
Because they did something when he did his Hall of Fame speech for Impact the other day. He gave him an even flow DDT after he introduced him and inducted him. He turned around and said, "Hey, Tommy Dreamer," kicked him, boom, DDT.
Was it Beulah that was pregnant?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. And I didn't even watch ECW, and I remember, so I would have to agree with Tommy Dreamer.
Evan?
I go with Tommy Dreamer as well. Tommy Dreamer, he never beat Raven until like the final pay-per-view.
All right,
He
so
didn't
here's
even want to. He wanted to never beat him too.
So this question is
Yeah.
bullshit. This question is absolute bullshit. I'm going to tell you why. There's a rivalry thing going on right now with Ringside Rant, and I know it's going off the air, and I know I gave him props earlier. But I put Raven versus Dreamer on that rivalry list, and it was in last place for like
Forever.
10 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
And this bullshit Amy Vaughn. I don't even know the names. I don't even know who these women are. They got ahead of it. Nobody knows who these people. Her and freaking Pondwater Dave putting me to sleep on this show, talking about stuff from 1978. Nobody knows what they're talking about. And they're 15, and Tommy Dreamer and Raven are rested at 40 the whole time. This is RJ giving me shit right now.
I hope we all end up somewhere all together, and Amy hits you with like a kendo stick or something.
We'll see if it hurts.
really
Or a guitar.
I mean,
So
I can't even figure out who these two women were. No one knew what. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now. Freaking Pondwater knew. Amy knew. I'm going to tell you who didn't know. JD had no idea what they were talking about, and neither did RJ. Anyway, yeah, I know they are.
Fuck yeah! What are you talking about there, Brett?
Yeah, I'm reading on the screen. There's something going on. I know. Don't worry.
Yeah, Devin, you want to enter light
No,
on that situation?
No, man, that is
all I gotta
hilarious.
say
We're
is
just gonna
this.
keep that one where it's at, and our
That's all I gotta
listeners,
say is this: like and
stay
subscribe.
tuned.
Like and
'Cause you
subscribe.
don't know what
Like
the
and
fuck we're
subscribe.
talking about.
All right, moving on because that was a bullshit question. Freaking RJ, and you know it. Love you though, man. I'll text you later.
Oh, it's so cute.
All right, James, back to you.
Yeah, thank God, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to save this show, right? And saving the show, speaking of it, we're going to go to Mike. So
let me tell you this about Halloween.
I told you, Bryant. Well,
You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my spot to the one, the only, Adam from Bama.
Jesus Christ, had a heart attack. Was he loud in everybody else's earphones and microphones, or just me?
He was really loud on the last
It was really loud.
Christ, I had a heart attack. Let me say who's gonna save the show here. You made my day. Thank you very much.
Brad's dying off camera.
I know, I'm laughing.
So I didn't have a good day yesterday because I got so angry yesterday that I threw my keyboard up against the wall and parts went everywhere. Then the shift hit the fan.
So we're doing waka waka waka.
Waka, waka,
Waka waka waka.
Nah, because that's not because I didn't do anything with the shift
That's
this
all
week.
right. That's all. I just hope that it happened. I will not be
America's
answering-
favorite segment. The best.
I will not be answering any jokes ahead of time.
You know, I went ahead and got 2 dogs the other day, and I named them Rolex and Timex. They're my new watchdogs.
Waka, waka,
Waka
waka.
waka waka.
But last night, and I'm glad the kid's here because he helped me. My daughter's car decided to start squealing like somebody set it on fire. Apparently, the tensioner pulley, it has seized up, and it's been seized up for two months. And her mom and stepdad's been telling her, "Oh, that's that noise. That's a fan. Don't worry about it. That's a fan." Okay, well, this is a Nissan Altima. The fan's in the front, in normal vehicles, and this was coming from the side. So I don't know where the hell they got fan from. So I wish I had the part with me, but that wheel was nothing but just a little piece this big. It was just the metal bearing that was used to be the bearings. Everything done seized up. So that's what I got to do last night.
Waka
That's why
waka
I felt like
waka.
shit today. No, I wish to God that was a joke.
Wait for it. I don't know.
No, I wish to God that was a joke because I feel like shit
I'm
now.
like, and the fan.
I was like, man, if he's wrapping this up in a joke, this is awesome. This is like real life intertwined. This is
No, I wish to God it was a joke
well,
because
you didn't. That was a weird transition, man.
Yeah, I thought a punchline was coming.
Yeah, I'm like waiting. I'm waiting.
no,
I'm
the
waiting.
punchline is this 20-year-old comes in and helps me and gets it shit done so I can go to bed.
Yeah.
It's past my
waka,
bedtime.
waka, waka.
Fucking
I'm trying to get my shit in, son.
That's funny.
Amen.
Brian,
That's what she said.
Brian, you got a waka, waka, waka joke you want to throw out there? Putting you on the spot, but hey, welcome to the Kickout Crew. Your show. It's your show.
Yeah.
I've been told it's my show. You guys know why you never see elephants in trees? Because they're really
No.
good at hiding.
That's
There you go.
That's why they're not in the
No.
tree.
Now hang on. Now,
No.
no.
But-
I got a good one the other day, and give me just a second to find it because Sean Jones, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he posts some of these messages. Some of them I probably can and probably can't say on here.
Probably, knowing Sean Jones, probably can't say.
Yeah.
But there was one or two that he's done. Let's see here.
I know I sent you a few that I think is hilarious.
Oh yeah, back in August, I remember that.
Waka, waka, waka.
So if you send me one today, I'll know it. I'll probably get it by November or December. So let's see here.
Very prepared.
Yeah, I know. So a guy was stranded alone walking in the desert. He comes across a bacon tree. A bacon tree. I'm saved, he shouts. Moments later, he was gunned down. Turns out it was a ham bush.
Ah,
Ham bush.
yeah, get it. Got some pig.
Yeah.
I like all cuts of pig. That's all I'm saying. Except
I got
really
a
haven't
quick-
had much pork belly, but bacon. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to add something to this. I got a quick joke.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait.
What do you call it when Batman skips church?
No idea.
A Christian Bale.
There you go.
So here's one. He says, "I used to go out with a girl who punched me in the face when she orgasmed, but I didn't mind too much until I found out she was faking them."
That's funny. Yeah, that reminds me.
Waka waka.
I
Yeah,
love Sean Jones. I mean, he's got some of the best ones. Some of these I can't read. You have to just go to his Facebook and look at it.
yeah. See, that reminds. Like earlier, I was talking about the whole Halloween thing. Well, a little bit before we recorded, I had a knock on the door. Where the fuck did Brad go?
Who knows?
Keep
It's
going.
his
What's
show too.
And it's his show. What the
The
fuck?
most
I'll be right
professional
back,
show
right back.
out there.
Anyways, right before we started recording, I had a knock on the door, and I answered it. There's some kid in there, dressed all in red. saying trick or treat. I'm like, dude, I said, that shit was a couple days ago. Like, what the fuck? He's like, I know. I'm a late period. Sorry I scared you.
That's a good one.
I knew once you said a couple days ago, I was like, oh boy. Can't wait for our female listeners to hear that one.
And if you thought Amy was mad already,
Yeah. That was a wonka for Adam since he
like we're dropping like
disappeared on
fucking
us.
Survivor over here.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
The tribe has spoken.
And Brad, you missed my joke, Brad.
He's
All right,
got
man.
the whole world.
I can't say that was even an internet problem. I just clicked X.
You dropped and then Adam dropped right after you, and I was like, well, we're 4 horsemen in this one, I guess.
Yeah, I thought I was clicking out of the chat. I clicked out of everything.
Can't wait to see Brad's questions for the second match, and I'm just gonna be like, so this second match, huh? Yeah.
So what do we still got though? We still have,
Well, I mean, we
Devin.
just got done with Waka Waka, technically.
but we got to have Devin, right?
Yeah, we got to do Devin. So that being said, let's Sue whoop around on the set. Back to Devin. So Devin, what you got for everybody?
All right, I did the similar thing to this probably about a month or two ago. This is again just famous wrestling history that happened on the date that this podcast is going to be dropped.
Is it everybody
November
dying?
3rd.
Is it going to be like everybody's death? Because that was
It is
fucking
not gonna be
really
that.
awesome.
That was me. That was my guy. That was my bad. I
Yeah.
listened back today. Not good.
No.
Well,
Thanks,
it's like,
Brad.
who was it? Cabana Man Dan was on. It's like, oh, on this day, Gorilla Monsoon died. This person died. This was like, all right.
No,
Thank you,
it's
Devin. Sorry, pal.
nothing like that. So in 1997, Perry Saturn made his WCW debut on Nitro, and he defeated Disco Inferno to win the TV championship.
Fuck Glingo Birdie.
Holy shit.
In 1998, Jesse Ventura was elected the governor of Minnesota on November 3rd.
Still think that was rigged.
had to be.
In 2003, Yorihito
Devin's
Tenzan,
born.
yeah, he defeated Yoshihiro Takayama for the NGPW Heavyweight Championship.
Sure about those names, pal?
I hope so.
80%?
Around there.
Somebody's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
Somebody
probably-
will be mad.
Probably Amy. Yeah.
What just happened? There was a leak in my bathroom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's called taking a piss.
In
You've had this.
2000
Kayfabe,
You've had this leak for like 6 months now.
I've had it for about 28 episodes.
It's a slow drip.
Ain't that the truth? What were we all talking about though?
Or best of the day or whatever.
in 2008 on Raw, Chris Jericho would defeat Batista in a steel cage match to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm.
And then as I
Fined. Yeah.
yeah,
You're
Fuck
pissing
yeah,
off Bryant.
We just need Brian on every episode. Just be like, nope. Just like, call it
Your
out.
facts are wrong.
and then from the app I was using and looking it up, it told me that an important thing that happened on November 3rd in 2014 is Vince McMahon was on Raw.
That is a big deal.
Do you have an on this day app? Is that what you're getting at here?
I have a Sportskeeda app that helps me with all wrestling shit.
Yeah, I have that too.
Oh, I thought you were like the app I was looking at. I thought it was like on this day, and it just pops up random shit all the time.
No.
Which is probably
Well-
$1 million idea that one of our many thousands of listeners may, take.
There's at least
Well-
1,000 listeners for sure.
But before we start the next match, I want to do a quick shout out to Coach Rosie and do a Coach Rosie movie time. In '99,
Infringement.
well, I'm just kind of helping them out, so I'm keeping them live on the show. 1999, there was one of the greatest movies of all time came out. Big Daddy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Varsity Blues.
Oh, that movie's great.
I don't think that came out in '99, did it?
I don't know when it does.
Shouldn't
But we
matter.
can say
No,
great
it didn't come out in
movies.
99.
Big Daddy. The whole thing, I can wipe my own ass.
Yeah! I was about to say, I want my own ass!
What's y'all's opinion on that movie? What do y'all think?
My opinion is this:
The
Varsity
cans
Blues
are half off.
did come out in '99.
Damn, slamming cans.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I
What?
fucking.
I think
How
it's
are we
overrated.
friends?
I think it's overrated.
You're overrated.
No.
I don't like it.
Why? Explain yourself, Brad.
Where Are You Going by Dave Matthews Band is on that.
I think I could have
soundtrack.
wrote it.
Hell of
I
a
think I
song.
could have. I think it's up there with like with that stupid movie with Adam Sandler where they all go to the beach house together. Grown Ups.
Grown Ups?
I
I
think
love
it's-
that movie.
You would because you're stupid.
Please note that the views
but
expressed
isn't
by
it-
one Brad Staten do not reflect all of the Kickout crew and their subsidiary guests.
Is that not every Adam Sandler's fan like movie though? Like
My
he has
favorite
all his
Adam
friends.
Sandler
What? Happy
movies
Gilmore
are
and
the-
Waterboy are his two best.
The first three movies are my favorite three, and that would be
Going
Billy
Overboard?
Madison, Happy Gilmore, and then The Wedding Singer. Those are my
Going
three.
Overboard? That's one of his first ones.
I meant
Yeah, do your research.
I didn't know we were doing.
He said his three favorite.
Well, no, he said the first three.
I
Going
did.
Overboard
Was
was
the
like.
first one I remember him in. All right, Brian, you're the one supposed to be correcting me. You're not James. What are you doing?
You want correcting you on movie trivia as
I
well?
don't care what it is. You're
mean,
supposed
Yeah.
Well, it all was bullshit.
I mean, I don't hate the movie. I just don't think it's one of his better movies. I'd rather watch Little Nicky.
That's true.
No, Little Nicky was
Get in
good.
the flag.
Just
And
other-
I think Little Nicky is underrated because
Very
that is one of his better movies,
Little Nicky's
and it's
badass.
not.
And Zeus.
I
is
mean,
in.
Now
yeah.
you're gonna see what a big horny bird looks like in hell.
I just and the fact they think Patricia Arquette is ugly. The ugly duckling.
Yeah.
But it's not ugly.
Well,
No.
canceled in 2022 for saying that type of stuff.
She's not. She's good
But-
looking. They say make it in the movie like she is. What do you mean canceled? You're canceled.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
Probably like
yeah.
3 times over by now.
No, I don't know. It was too much of a family movie for me at the time. Because at the time he wasn't doing family type movies like that, was he? I mean, they weren't terrible raunchy movies, but I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I do like the Hooters part.
Yeah, well, we
Shout
all
out.
like the Hooters. Devin, have you ever seen the movie? I know. I think it came out the year you're born.
I love it. Oh my god, with Dylan and Cole Sprouse and half the movie Adam Sandler's wearing a Syracuse jacket.
What the
I
fuck?
love
Oh,
this movie.
there it is. There it is. All right, now it makes sense.
Now
There you go. See?
I'm gonna get destroyed on Twitter
is
for
great.
liking this movie.
Oh
They
yeah,
piss
you're
on
gonna
the
get
building
We
hurt
hope so.
on
each other.
Twitter. And the breakfast thing at McDonald's, hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking
Good
great.
parts.
So
Oh, that's
we
great,
used to
yeah.
have this my stepdad was really close friends with this one guy, Steve. Like they're like best friends. And we called him Scuba Steve. And that was his nickname. So I love that movie.
Yeah, Brad doesn't even like Scuba Sam.
No, I didn't like
Steve's
Scuba Sam.
father.
It's just okay.
How are we friends, man? I really
Just
just
okay. It's just okay.
How do we
Okay.
have a podcast?
I was gonna say,
together?
is Brad the one who threw out the friends question on Twitter?
Oh,
Probably.
gross.
All those
Probably.
questions? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are me. Those are me.
Yeah. Oh, so you like that laugh track just a whole bunch? Just
Hey.
like the laugh track is hilarious.
I didn't say anything except girls or boys, and I hate Friends, which was for you, James.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
I-
That's actually one thing we agree on. Friends is completely overrated and it's trash.
No, I
Hey,
like
the
it.
next episode.
Where-
you
who's
can
going
put-
now?
Mike,
Jesus
what's
Christ,
going
what is
on?
Survivor? We're
He's
dropping.
frozen.
So
This is-
yeah, Brad, you know, you
Look at the size
if you
of my
would've put
head.
the spirit of Friends one time. Believe you me. Save
I will
that.
say
Save that
this.
one. You know, put that one in the holster.
Friends, I watch Friends every night.
I bet you do.
How? How can you do that? That show is
My
so
wife likes
boring.
it, and I deal with it because it's not the worst thing to ever watch.
It's like
You
one
know,
person
I'll
says
give you
one
that.
thing, then some person counteracts it like, oh, and then it's like
You
they
don't like
pause,
Chandler
and then
Bing? You don't think
"Ah!"
Chandler's funny?
Like the laugh track hits.
my
I've
whole
seen
life,
Sucks.
all my humor is based on Chandler.
Shocking.
I've
You
seen
know, he
every
spent all
episode
of his
probably
friends'
4
money
times.
in rehab.
At
You know
least.
why? Because
At
he's
least.
probably guilty because that show blows ass.
Yeah, it didn't do well at all. All right,
Waka
They've all
waka
had great
waka.
careers. There
moving
it
on
is.
because
There it is.
so there's only 4 of us. Then there
Yeah,
were
no,
4.
that was Mike's thing, and Mike is God. So I guess we're gonna talk about Gail Sayers and everything because
Brian, this is supposed to be you.
Brian's song.
Bryant's song. I wrote it wrong.
I was about to say I
Brian.
was confused on what that was because
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure you
It's
were.
my song, man, and this one's for you. Shout out Elton John. But
So this
I
would be
guess
your topic, pal.
I guess this is Brian's song because I guess you're gonna sing something. I don't know. What are we doing?
I mean, for the amount of flack I saw Brad take for singing on Twitter, I don't know if I want to at this point.
Only
Fuck, man.
one angry girl. Don't worry.
I don't blame you.
Probably two, I guess, but
One angry girl. The other one's supportive of him.
Yeah, one's gonna hit you with a kendo stick, and then the other one, like, shout out Allison, very supportive.
Yes.
Sounds like a great night.
I'm just saying at Top Guy weekend, I watched Amy slap a man as hard as she could. So I'm now expecting
And it
at Top
wasn't
Guy
Eddie?
weekend. It was not. No.
Damn it.
And there's a video of it too. So that's how I saw it. So I'm just saying at Top Guy weekend, I'm now waiting for the Brad Amy, standoff for next year.
That's
So
long-term booking, man. It's like 11
There
months
it is.
away.
yeah. If we
Well,
can
I don't
book
see
John
us
Cena and The Rock
resolving
that long.
anything anytime soon. So you might be onto something.
I'm not
This
gonna
is
lie.
once
If,
in a
if
lifetime.
feuding with Amy gets Ed to ignore me, I may take that into consideration.
I mean, it could work because they're close. So
It'd be fucking. Never mind. Go ahead.
So if I get a segment here, I'll go with something here. So as a lifelong fan here, I always get the question of, oh, you watch wrestling, which I'm sure everybody has gotten here. But instead of always pointing out matches to people, I always point out moments, like, certain things that happen, promo or standoff or something like that. Is there a moment that you guys always look at that you can watch, and even when you watch back, still gives you goosebumps, still makes you feel excited? What are some of those moments you guys have?
Well, I'll go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
So
Yeah,
I have two moments. One moment, and people don't agree with this moment, but it was at an age where it meant something to me, and that is WrestleMania 2 with Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy in the steel cage. I had never seen a steel cage match before that, so keep that in mind. It is not a good match to watch back, but this guy was a monster, an absolute monster, and I don't even know who the woman was on commentary, but whoever she was, can somebody stop it? And you have Jesse the Body say, it can't be stopped. And it's just that moment. And you see and that's the first time I also saw blood in the ring. And I must have rewatched the end of that match 50 times. And I'll still watch it. Nothing good about it. Like I said, Hulk Hogan got me into this as a fan, got me into being a fan. I'm not still a fan because of him, but he's the reason I am a fan. And I rooted for him to win. My second moment is when I got older, and it was 1999. I think 99, and Mick Foley won the WWF Championship on Raw. A taped Raw that everybody knew it was going to happen, and everybody changed the channel to watch, and there was 100 people in the ring. And when Stone Cold came out, to the biggest pop I think I've ever heard. Maybe the second big one is actually when Dolph Ziggler cashed in the Money in the Bank that I heard. I mean, these are big pops, but it was the biggest pop I'd ever heard at the time, and hits him in the head, square in the head with that chair, The Rock. And Mick Foley gets the pin, and DX with carrying him around. That I honest to God, I have the chills right now thinking about it.
When the glass shatters and you just look at the crowd and every person. This is not like, oh, I don't like Stone Cold, boo. Because you always have your detractors with popular baby faces. Every fucking person is like jumping and like hands up, like they're losing it.
Yeah, and I still have the chills now because of that moment and that match.
Yeah.
And if there's ever a time when I want people to see something, that's that I won't show them King Kong Bundy because that's when I was a kid. But this was when I was not a kid. I was older, and I love that moment. I loved it for Mick Foley, and I loved it for Stone Cold, and I think that's one of those moments in time, really.
Yep, absolutely. James, you got one?
I got hell yeah, I do. Well, I mean, the two easiest ones for me to go to are Rock Hogan. Because I think you can show that to any person, whether they like or dislike wrestling, and they'll get it. Like they understand it because you just hear that crowd ape shit the entire time. I think Ray and Eddie, Halloween Havoc 97 is another thing you can show to anybody. But one of my personal favorites, and I was probably I think it was 97, maybe 98 actually. So I may have been 12 or 13 at the time. but it was, I think, 2 weeks after WrestleMania 14. Stone Cold comes out in the suit with Vince McMahon, and he talks about like conforming him or whatever, like he's because Stone Cold goes to the corner of the ring and Vince is like, backs him up and everything. And then Stone Cold's doing the, corporate everything. And then right at the end, he hands Vince that disposable camera to take the picture. And he's like, because this is the last time you will ever. And then he rips it off. And, it just meant a lot to me. Like your boss, and granted, I was young at the time, but I saw how it was with my parents because we were not affluent to say. So you just see like, the boss is like, hey, you're supposed to be this way, act this way, do this way. Like, that's our employee. You need to conform to us. And he was just like, nah, like I am me. I'm the best motherfucker here. You got a problem with it? Beat me, and it still resonates with me to this day. That's like one of my favorite Stone Cold moments for sure. I mean, the glass shatter on the Foley thing is huge, but that promo with Stone Cold resonates with me to this day. And it was fucking 25 years ago, give or take. And it's, yeah, I'm me. And if you don't like it, you fucking do, find someone better than me type of thing. Just because I look this way and act this way, fucking find someone better than me. You can't. Like, I love that shit.
Yep, absolutely. Devin, you got something?
Yeah, I got two big ones that I got a bunch that came to my mind, but I had to sort them through my head and figure out the two that really meant the most to me. So my all-time favorite tag team is the Dudley Boys. And my all-time favorite pay-per-view is Survivor Series 2002, when Devon had been Reverend Devon for the past 8 months, and then comes back and helps Bubba Ray Dudley defeat 3 Minute Warning in a tables match, and does the 3D after like a year without seeing it. So like that's my favorite pay-per-view of all time. I love that match, and Devon coming back sealed it. And then another one from when I was a little bit older that I was not expecting this at all. My parents ordered the 2008 Royal Rumble, and coming out last, completely unexpected, is John Cena. And he just steps through the tunnel. Awesome. Everyone goes nuts, and then immediately is like, wait a minute. We hate Cena. Boo! Starts booing Cena. But for about 10 seconds, everyone is losing their shit because he is supposed to be injured for like 4 more months. And so those are the two moments that really come to my mind.
Yeah. I got kicked out. What was the question?
Go ahead, Bryant.
Talking about favorite moments that like when people ask you about wrestling, these are moments that always bring something to you. Like even when you watch them now, could still give you those same goosebumps you felt when you watched it the first time.
All right. Well, I'd have to say for me, it would be the birth of the NWO. And the reason for that is I was there. So that's just when that's as I was becoming a wrestling fan. I wasn't even really a big wrestling fan at the time, but seeing that and then looking back at it now, how it changed the wrestling world, that has to be one. Another one, I don't know. I'd say Mick Foley win the world title.
That was mine, man.
Yeah, I like Mick Foley win the world title. Just that whole match. Stone Cold coming out, that big pop. And I was watching WCW too at the time. I was flipping back and forth, and I heard Tony say, "Oh, this guy, he's going to win the world title. That'll put some butts in his seats." I changed over because I wanted to see it. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I wasn't listening to the wrestling news and everything else back then, but seeing him do it and then Stone Cold coming out, that glass breaking. Anytime that glass broke, I was out of my seat. So I'd say those are my two: NWO Foreman and Mick Foley win the world title.
So Mike, I don't know if you heard, I said Mick Foley as well. Okay. And here's the thing, I want to add to that even a little more because I was just thinking about it. You know what made that even more special is that he was Mankind. He was Dude Love, and he was Cactus Jack. But on that night only, he was Mick Foley. And that was Mick Foley winning that title. It was kind of like you were rooting for the person, not the character.
Because he was shunned. Like, he was straight up shunned from everywhere. WCW got rid of his ass. He went to Japan, and everybody was like, oh, he's just a Japan deathmatch bullshit. Like, he was just – and then it's kind of like that validation, like, this motherfucker is the champion. You know, it's like it's big shit.
It was big shit. Yeah, Mike, I'm glad we were in agreement there. That was good. Thanks,
'Cause I do
Brian.
remember the
And, see,
crowd.
and I didn't even hear it. Like I said, I got kicked out and I was having a hard time getting in and out and everything else. So
The camera, I do remember that, man. The camera's panning over the crowd, and you just hear Shivani, huh, that'll put butts in seats. And I immediately, title change.
boom.
Whoop.
Wow.
Yeah, we've heard rumors of the numbers that switch. We don't know for sure, but it sounds like a lot.
A
Well,
lot
that
of
makes me
people.
try
And
back,
I mean,
too, because, you know, if you listen to when they do that, I think Bruce watches the Nitro and Shivani watches that Raw. And they ended up switching back for Finger Poke of Doom. So there you go.
right. And if you notice too, like there was just much a pop with Stone Cold coming out than Mick Foley getting the 3 count. Like there was a big pop for Mick Foley getting that 3
like
count.
I said, it was probably one of the biggest pops I've ever heard.
Right. Well, it was one of the first times like, hey, he deserved it.
And I
Like
heard that he might not even have got there that night. I think Bruce has talked about it, that he may not have made it. He
Right.
almost wasn't there. Oh,
it almost wasn't. But I mean, you hear. I mean, when just recently, Liv Morgan won the women's title. She came out the next night and everything else, and there was you deserve it. You know, you get people that get their titles, like their title championship wins, and they come out and it's you deserve it. He was one of the first ones.
Well, and this is one of those like kind of how I was talking about that Stone Cold promo. Like, you don't deserve to be here. Like, you're not the guy that should be doing this. You know, Mankind.
And
Like, you're not the one. You know, you're not cookie cutter. Fucking smile, kiss babies, wave, and all that stuff.
right.
It's like, well, beat me.
And I know that promo you're talking about, and that right there was amazing.
The underdog.
No, right there
hero,
was another
and
one.
Everybody loves an underdog. That's
definitely.
Mhm.
America, baby.
Yo, Adrian.
I got one more that came to
Fucking
my head when we were talking
Had
about
to
that.
ruin it.
You're not allowed to have 3, but go ahead.
I'm just adding one for the new era. When CM Punk made his AEW debut, I
Big moment.
freaking lost it.
That was a big
That was
one
a big
too.
moment. That was a
I've
big-
watched
That was a
that
big one.
10 times probably.
I'm a little soured on it now, but that moment was
Yeah.
tremendous. I've watched
But
it.
hey,
10
they
times
sold
too.
out the United Center on a rumor,
Yep.
and that's pretty
Oh, yeah.
fucking impressive.
Worst kept secret
Yeah.
in wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes
that
those are
was,
the best.
That was big. I watched it live. I loved it.
Yep, me too. I remember being on I was on with my friend Jesse on the phone, and I was like, dude, rumor has it CM Punk's coming out tonight. Like, I'm fucking watching this shit. And then all of a sudden you hear the crowd, and I'm like, yeah, they're chanting pretty loud for CM Punk. If they don't bring him out, this is going to get ugly. And I was like, they're probably going to stay until the end. And sure enough, right at the end, or right at the beginning, you know, blah, 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 and woo, at Chicago, it don't get much bigger than that, man.
Goosebumps.
And him coming out with that music, like the same music before, that made it 10 times better.
Well, Brian, I got to give you credit. You pulled a coach.
There you go.
Do you
All right,
have
you
any
got-
moments,
There
Brian?
you go. I have a lot, just from being the lifelong fan. You know, I much like JD, Justin. Shout out to Justin. I am a big Bret Hart fan. So a moment for me is always WrestleMania 10 when he wins the title back from Yoko. Just because Yoko was so dominant, you never thought he'd get.
And he got fucked at WrestleMania 9, so it's always good
Yeah.
to.
So it's that year payoff story of that payback from that event.
Let it play out,
A
right?
year-long
Let it play
payoff
out.
story, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Weird, right?
Hate the moment, love the result later. You know what it turns into.
Oh, exactly.
Absolutely.
For me too, like I love a lot of independent wrestling too. So like I'm a huge Ring of Honor fan. So like when Punk won the title in Ring of Honor and cut his promo there, like that's still one of my favorite promos back then. But then
Was
like,
that the
even
promo
though-
about him going to WWE?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's when he was talking about taking the title with him and ruining
Right.
the legacy of Ring of Honor and the Summer of Punk, as they called it. So,
Part 1.
but part 1, yeah. But yeah, there's so many moments, and like Devin mentioned, one that I could still watch. I am not a John Cena fan. I will own that right now. But that pop at the 08 Rumble, like, it's huge. And then even the Dolph Ziggler cash in. I know that got brought up, but that crowd was so ready for it the night before at WrestleMania that they chanted it during the world title match that nobody cared about, Del Rio or Swagger, but they just wanted Dolph.
And he was a heel.
What,
And he was a heel. Yeah.
Came out.
What about Edge's return at the Royal Rumble?
It's good.
That was a great one too.
Actually, that was a pretty big one too. Yeah.
That was kind of. I mean, it was always. It was
standing
out there.
on my TV in my living room, 65-incher, watching that one. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I was losing it.
Yeah. See that one right there? Like, I know it's getting close to 30, and so I had William come in. I said, "You got to come in here and watch this." I said, "Somebody's going to come out like big here in the next couple things." And as soon as he came and sat down, it was, "Oh, you didn't get on me." I mean, and then Edge came out. I fucking popped big, and he had no idea what the fuck was going on.
My buddy Logan was here watching it with me, and I lost it. And he's like, "Hey, I think I know that guy." I'm like, "Yeah, he's been gone for like 9 years. Like, this is huge."
Yeah, another one would be Shane's return when they did the whole.
I was.
Here comes the money.
That return in Detroit leading into that first Dallas WrestleMania. That's another one because you never thought Shane would come back ever, because you thought he just burned so many bridges, and then to see him come out again, it was, and that reaction. Yeah. It's always that crowd pop that's the thing that draws you in. Yes,
and I think that's what we need more of, and hopefully with Triple H now, I think that's what we get.
Because the Bray return pretty loud too.
Yeah. I mean, returns, debuts.
Talk returns all night though.
That's true.
I guess now back to James and Brad.
Yeah, great job, Brian.
I guess we need to.
We could do that for 4 hours, but we can't.
I guess we need to return back to match number 2 that we're covering, and this is Taz versus Sabu, which is another storied rivalry for sure. And it is a ECW, FTW, and World Heavyweight title match from Living Dangerously, which I do, 1999, took place May 21st of that year at Asbury Park Convention Center in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Another Northeast fucking shit. Yay!
That's what ECW is, brother.
Yeah, no, fucking awesome stuff. It had an attendance of 3,900. The match length was about 18 and a half minutes. And this one found a buy rate. It had a buy rate of 70,000. And Meltzer gave this one 3.5 stars.
So the build is going to be Bryant, not Mike.
Well, match 2 build, it says. We're going to go to Mike. So, Mike, take it away. No, I'm kidding. Well, Bryant, it's Taz and Sabu, FTW, ECW heavyweight title. Hey, how did we get here?
Well, this rivalry really dates back 2 years to even April of '97. The first ECW pay-per-view, Barely Legal, is built entirely around this rivalry. For 18 months, they never touched. They would interact, but you would never see any physicality until that night. From then, the rivalry goes back and forth between the two for the next couple years. Taz, wanting to be the world champion, creates his own championship, the FTW title, or the Fuck the World title, as I always like to call it.
For the win.
For the win as well. What call it? I mean, if you're around children, for the win, of course. This rivalry really picks back up in December of '98, when on an episode of ECW TV, Taz is wanting to cash in some receipts and challenges Sabu to a match for the FTW title. While challenging Sabu, he is currently on a collision course with Shane Douglas for the ECW world title at the same time. They have their match on ECW TV in December of '98, and in the match, Taz delivers a crazy dragon suplex to Sabu, looking like he just broke his neck. As Sabu is laying there, seemingly unconscious, Taz pulls him over, pulls him on top of him, and Sabu pins him and becomes the FTW World Champion. 2 weeks later, Taz does win the ECW title from Shane Douglas at Guilty as Charged. And going into February, Taz has a match on ECW TV, jobber match really, challenging any world champion to come out and take the title from him. The crowd naturally chants for Sabu. Taz then calls out Sabu, leading to a pull-apart brawl. And then at the end of February, Sabu having a match defending the FTW title would be jumped. After the match would be jumped by Taz, which would lead us to Living Dangerously.
I like Guilty as Charged.
Yeah, Guilty as Charged too.
All right, great. So this is a
Mike,
belt.
anything? Did Mike actually have a build?
No, we switched it over to Bryant.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So it is a belt unification match. The Sabu entrance was very simple to me. FTW champion with Bill Alfonso. Bryant, do you have anything on Bill Alfonso?
Former referee from the NWA and WCW, then transitioned over to ECW as a referee, was considered a spy, quote unquote, for WCW to help them recruit talents, and then became the manager originally for Taz until turning on Taz, leading into the Barely Legal pay-per-view, where he would become the manager for Sabu.
Great. I knew you'd have something. So Sabu, broken jaw, comes scars on Sabu. I wanted to ask Adam about this, but it's just they're really noticeable, these scars that are on Sabu. He's no joke. What did you think of Taz's entrance, Mike?
I love it. Anything about Taz, I love.
Yeah, you're a fan?
Well, you know, short guy, tough as shit. I can see Mike being a fan.
Yeah, of course.
Devin, how much Taz wrestling have you watched?
Muted.
Sorry, I muted myself to drink. Yeah.
How loud do you drink?
Well, I was drinking. I coughed too. Well, I don't know. So Taz, I've seen, bits and pieces, random matches here and there. I watched everything he's done in WWE, WWF. But
okay,
I
just know you're young and he kind of wasn't wrestling after you were born.
Yeah, I'm really unfamiliar with ECW. So much of this I haven't seen.
You got to kayfabe that from this point forward. You've watched a lot of it, just so you know.
I've watched every ECW show ever.
Yeah, cut that out, James. Anyway, announcer. James, who are the announcers?
Shit.
Who are the announcers on tap, pal?
What?
Who are the announcers, asshole?
You said tap out. I don't know what the hell that meant.
I said, who are the announcers on tap?
Oh, Joey Styles.
Yeah, very good.
One ain't done, baby. And I do want to give a special recognition here. The guy doing a one-man announcing thing, I think is pretty fucking badass. In all honesty, and I know that this is off topic, but when he does that, his own little pipe bomb off script, whatever you may want to call it, which is it off script if they allowed it to air? I digress. But when Joey Styles was like, I was calling shit by myself when everybody else had a tag team partner, or WCW had 3 people, and Joey Styles it was all me pretty much. I like that shit because being a one-man gang, you have to cover both heel and face side of everything, but still maintain bias, but your babyface type of bias,
James, I'm not done with you yet.
Oh,
looking at Taz here and not knowing what you know now, does he look like or act like an announcer to you? Because he becomes one.
Oh, for sure. He does become one. That's what I mean, the for sure on. Looking at him right there, did I see him transitioning into that, I guess? Is that what you're kind of getting at?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I don't know, because you do hear him do some, he does talk at the camera during the match, which we'll get to, I'm assuming. But did I see him transitioning to it? Not really. I just saw him just being some Billy badass dude, and then obviously wrestling for bigger companies, and then more than likely becoming a trainer or an agent, something like that.
I totally agree. It would have, if I would not know now, I would never have thought it. But Taz on the microphone, though, right after this, makes it a Falls Count Everywhere match, but they call it an extreme death match. Devin, did you understand the rules?
Not really. I mean, I assumed all of ECW was Extreme Rules or death match. So
it was just basically Falls Count Everywhere, right? So what made it extreme death match?
The other match we covered between Raven and Sandman, that was just a regular match, and that had chairs and guardrails and kendo sticks. So I don't know.
It's a good point. Isn't every ECW match kind of extreme.
After they started calling it that, yeah. Both wrestlers on the ground wrestling early. Adam, this is sloppy or planned? All right. So
both planned sloppy.
Crossface by Taz. Brooklyn boot to the head of Sabu. Sabu with some acrobatics throws chair to the head of Taz. Sabu very athletic here. Mike, I know you're not as familiar with Sabu as maybe you are with other wrestlers, but are you surprised of his athletics here?
Yeah, because I mean, and especially like now, like he's now more than he was then, but he's a lot older. So for him doing what he does, it's amazing to me.
So we have the EC Dub chants. Bryant, would you mind to chant along there?
EC Dub, EC Dub, EC Dub.
Tremendous. Fighting in the crowd, Devin, you are not a fan of this style, I know. Why not? The crowd seems to be really into it.
The crowd is into it, but how are they going to safely put on these maneuvers and stuff? Like, they're trying to put moves to each other. Well,
Atlas security, baby. That's how they're going to
chairs all over.
They got Atlas security right there.
Yeah, I don't know about security, James.
I don't know. Anytime people go in the crowd and are trying to brawl, I'm not really a fan of
I know.
Yeah.
James, but this is quite a scene with the camera work. A reverse angle. What did you think of the reverse angle?
Like I'm always down for innovative camera angle ideas. You know, the hard cam obviously is that's your stationary thing, but I definitely like as long as you're not, Kevin Dunn or the WWE style of zoom in, cut the camera 85 fucking times. But I do like it gives it more of a gritty, real feel when you have different camera angles. Like, oh shit, we can't cover this on the hard cam because shit's getting out of hand. We gotta, go to these other. It makes it like, oh shit, this is a real brawl type thing.
So speaking of that, what James just said, Brian, I want you to expand on it. Does the production here bother you or intrigue you?
It intrigues me, honestly, because the part that I got a little chuckle out of was when they got in the crowd and you see the Atlas security guy, the cameraman trying to hop the rail to get in there. And you just see the Atlas security guys run up going, you got to move. And it presents that kind of grittiness of like, we got to get in there with the people.
I love that you guys bring up Atlas security. I love it.
Oh, yeah. But like, they're great.
Yeah.
But like the other part too is like, even when they're coming back, they go up the stands and they come back and it's just the cameraman and the two guys. And then Sabu has this crazy chair shot on Taz that you're just convinced is going to hit the camera, that you can't really get that shot unless you're right there. And so that's why I like getting out there like that. It's great.
Yeah. So Taz throws Sabu in the crowd, finally back in the ring though, after a little bit. Table in the ring. Adam, as a wrestler, oh shit, Adam. Adam, as a wrestling purist, what do you think of this so far? Well, if it's done right and if it's done well, I don't mind it. If it gets out of hand and too much gets involved, all right, I'm just kidding, Adam. I love you, buddy.
You can't bastardize the business.
But that's what they did back then, and I'm okay with it. So belly to belly over the top rope to the table, lights go out. Mike, what did you think of this spot, pal?
I loved it. Lights go out. You never know what's going to happen.
Fucking A, right?
But they come right back on, don't they? Is that just
still something? It was
was that in WWE? Did WWE cut it? Because I was wondering, was that a?
It was just the camera. They knocked out the camera guy.
Okay,
that spot over there. That's why it went to black.
WWE cut something out.
What did you think, James, of Taz mentioning Hogan and Flair? Look at him, fuck them.
They're on the how do I put this? They're like the underneath promotion. So I kind of get it. Like you always beef up, you don't beef down. But what did it really add though?
Well, because I think they're down. Like, I mean, not down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're talking to the industry leaders.
You're not going to hear it the other way. You're not going to hear it the other way.
Yeah, like Pepsi and Coke aren't going to be like, what, RC Cola? Fuck you. Like, but RC Cola could be like, we're better than Pepsi and Coke. Like,
right.
They're talking up. I get it, but I don't. But what does it add?
Yeah, he
Mike.
Austin. So I mean, in that interview, he said, something about Austin. He said about Hogan, Ric Flair. Like, I think he's trying to get attention.
But you're promoting them, because when I heard it, what did I immediately think of? Hogan, Flair. Oh yeah, like this is '99. Like the Attitude Era is still running wild, brother.
But here's the thing. I think they're people that are watching this are watching it anyway, right?
Well, and they're watching it probably because it's an alternative. So maybe it was a smart mark, like
I think
appealing, because a lot of their fans hated all the the stuff that was on the mainstream.
Yeah,
I think the only ones watching this ECW show know about Hogan, Flair, and Austin. So it's not like it's hurting them in any way.
So, Devin, that brings me to you. How invested are they in the characters compared to the wrestling in this match? The fans. Sorry.
What do you mean, like invested in?
So, do you think the ECW audience is just completely invested in the characters, or do they care about the wrestling in the ring?
I think it's more about their guys. Like, if you're here in ECW, you're our guy. We're going to support you no matter what you're doing. If you're in there doing the top flip and flop off the top turnbuckle, or if you're in here doing what Raven did in the first match for the first 10 minutes, wrestling around. Like, I really think it doesn't matter. You're our guy because you're here in our ring.
I agree.
And how Bryant explained it, like, this is a big feud in ECW. So I think they were just ready to, we're ready to see it, the payoff.
So Sabu will not let Bill Alfonso throw in the towel. I love this throw in the towel bullshit. I think it's hilarious. Bill Alfonso throws a chair at Taz. He takes off. Such a funny spot. But let me ask you a question, Brian. Do you think Sabu's talents are wasted on the hardcore style when you see his athleticism in this match?
Yes and no, because his athletic style helped with that hardcore presentation. Because I mean, the triple jump moonsault or the triple jump leg drop, which he did, he needed those elements of that hardcore style because you have to use the chair. But I think later on he just became too reliant on it rather than using his athletic abilities.
And I think Kurt Angle speaks on that a lot. So Sabu selling the jaw, head scissors off the top rope from Sabu to Taz, tornado bomb by Taz, plant Sabu. The announcer actually changes the name to that, which it cracks me up. Sabu with the Arabian power bomb. Wasn't good. Sabu off the top rope on the outside through some of the table, face first through it.
Are you talking about when he pretty much power bomb Taz onto his own nuts, pretty much?
It was awful. Yeah. How awkward was this, Devin? The Arabian facebuster by Sabu. I mean, how awkward is all this stuff? Does it look like it hurts for real to you?
I mean, some of this, probably that move itself, no. But I mean, some of the moves look like they're absolutely painful. I mean, Sabu broke his jaw off one of them.
James, I'm throwing this question at you without any warning. But did you think the announcers were kind of funny about all the names? Like they kept. I felt like the names of the moves kept coming and coming.
Did you say plural announcers?
Announcer.
Why is this what I'm gonna counter one back to you. Is this what started the old fucking Excalibur calling everything like, oh, well, you did call this a whatever back in the 90s and 2000s, but it's actually a bunch of flippy McFuckity dup, like all this stuff.
I felt like they were pulling a JR with giving the statistics of the basketball with the moves here. It was just a very, very similar.
Oh, they should have gave statistics of, hey, he connected with 60% of all of these moves, because I'm not saying it's complete botch fest, by all means. But
no, not at all.
It's pretty damn sloppy.
There's some sloppiness, but they're working their ass off for sure.
It's a big feud. So
Tazplex off the top rope, kick out at 2 by Sabu. Mike, they're throwing punches again after this. What does that do to you when you see punches thrown after going through all this nonsense?
Well, they're getting frustrated with each other. So, I mean, that's one thing.
Okay.
They're trying to, fuck, like, I'm done. Like, you need to get the fuck down. Like, I mean, I don't whoop your ass. I'm tired of it. It's going on now.
I love that answer, Mike, because you're right. Yeah, and I put you through a table. Yeah, I did this. But you know what? I'm tired. I need to knock you the fuck out. I get it. It's a good answer. Awkward dragon Tazplex through the table. Adam was going to ask about this. This just looked terrible. Bill Alfonso throws in the towel. No one gives a flying shit. Bryant, Sabu in the Taz mission, and no one gives a shit about the towel. I'm sorry, before that, Bryant. What did you think about this whole towel thing at this point when it didn't matter?
Well, they tried to do the towel spot in the first match back in December, and Taz actually caught it and threw it back out.
Okay.
So it's kind of a callback to that first match. But like even the first time Sabu tried to throw in the towel, they tried to throw it in. Sabu threw it back at him.
See,
In
this
the-
guy
in the
fucking
match here.
Bryant gets it. He gets it. He's talking about it. He's tying it together. Good shit.
So it's just that callback to it to make it, and then plus by Sabu throwing it back out, it just shows off that toughness of Sabu that he's not willing to have somebody. He's going to finish it no matter what it takes.
So Sabu then is in the Taz mission and it's over. Taz
We
is
need to
now
have you on retainer when we do episodes.
Taz is undisputed. There's no doubt about that. That is
Yeah, for real.
You woke me up there for a minute when I'm in the middle of talking. I'm like, yeah. Taz on the mic after giving respect tells a fan to shut the fuck up. Such a
Hey,
great
yo, you
way.
fucking
great.
mom, shut the fuck up.
Such a great way to end the match. I mean, I wish I could go back in time. I was not living in Philadelphia at the time. I was living in the Pittsburgh area. I did not have a chance to see this stuff live. I saw it on
respect
TV.
Pittsburgh.
Anyway, there is a question about. I think there is one question about this match. So,
Listener questions?
yeah.
'Cause that's next on the hoo-ha.
So-
here.
Would you rather Taz get a heavyweight title push in WWE or an Impact Players Tag Team push in WWE? I don't even understand the question.
I would say a heavyweight title push. I understand the short man bullshit, which obviously was corrected as we move forward, with Benoit and Eddie both winning it. But yeah, I would say Taz, I don't know if should have got a heavyweight title push, but at least he should have been in, those feuds to even fight for it multiple times and lose type of thing,
Does anybody agree with me that Taz peaked the day he debuted?
Yes.
Yeah. And come on,
WWE. I'm sorry. I mean to be unspecific.
Once he came WWE, I think he went down.
That was a great moment though. Madison
Hey,
Square
when they
Garden
said
coming out
that
to
he
beat-
hurt somebody in the political landscape of, because they are contracted workers, so you piss somebody off, it's not like your guaranteed job, so they could be like,
But he didn't piss
bury him
off-
until it's done.
he didn't piss off the guy he did it to.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
it
The
makes
angle was fine.
it was
Like,
it's an audience of one, like old Brucey
well,
said.
maybe they should have watched some of his shit before they signed him.
But he did good though. Like even after that fact, when he became an announcer and everything else, and he still does it. He's a great announcer. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, watch Botchamania and you'll see how good of an announcer him and Excalibur are on Dark.
I might even go to the
I mean,
Yeah, I'm just saying, but they are funny as fuck.
The world championship and WWE. Like he was never going to be that. We know
Yeah, but
that.
he could be the guy that loses to the champ.
Great entrance.
I mean, look
though.
at Dolph Ziggler. He made a fucking career out of it.
He
look
should
at
be.
Miz.
Champ. He should have been champ for a
You
while.
know?
No, I agree, but I put Dolph Ziggler in a different category as Taz.
I put
I
Dolph
think-
Ziggler in the Shawn Michaels category 10 years prior.
But
Yes.
I mean, they perennially go and feud with the top star and lose. Same thing with Miz. These are
Oh, Miz
Taz could have
doesn't
been
play.
one of the guys that feuds and loses.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
agree.
Taz might have even peaked when he faced Triple H on SmackDown,
When he was the ECW champion.
and he lost
Yeah.
to Triple H because now everyone's excited when he debuted and faced Kurt Angle, but WWF's never gonna push him to that extent.
No.
They would today. They might today.
Yeah.
Today's completely
Today-
different. We've had
Because he
people
could,
like
if Daniel Bryan,
Bryan.
gets a put. Well, I mean, fans demanded it, but he could be. He could have been.
A lot of that
Absolutely.
short guy shit started with Vince signing Eddie and Benoit and all them. Oh, they're too small. They're too small. And then all of a sudden, he's making them champs.
Well, Eddie, but what about like Mysterio? I almost think he was okay to do it because he was almost a novelty.
But they bastardized
to,
him because it was just a
Vince.
put. They give the title to Ray just to lose it immediately.
5'4" though. 5'4".
Ray would have never won it without Eddie passing.
He won it and
Not.
lost it to Cena. He won it and lost it to Cena within an hour.
In the same night.
I got you. I
Oh,
got you.
I remember
He
that.
still pinned Kevin Nash in WCW.
If it wasn't for Eddie passing, I don't think Ray would have ever been the world champion.
All right.
I'm not saying he don't deserve it.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
I made the argument with Shivani about Darby Allin, and everybody fucking butchered me up and down. And I was like, I take shits bigger than his wrist. You know what I'm saying? Like Darby Allin's tiny.
When he pinned Cage, I couldn't buy it. I didn't buy it. Brian Cage. Your volume's down, Mike.
My what?
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Don't
There it
ever
is.
complain
Word.
about Mike's volume being down, because most of the time it's like, what?
Right now I'm on my phone, so fuck
I don't know what you're doing, but
Yeah. So
I don't know.
go ahead. I'm sorry, Brian.
so listener question from Bryant Haremza.
Oh, this fucking guy.
So to me, watching the match back, I felt like Taz did a lot of no sells. Like I just feel like Sabu would hit a move, he'd be right back up, going right back at him. Do you guys feel that in some of that match, Taz was just no selling it just to kind of get it over with? Or
Wasn't it his
what
gimmick
are your
though?
thoughts?
Wasn't that his gimmick? Did he no
I
sell?
mean, he would no sell, but like I feel like there was like nothing Sabu did that just kept him down. Like he just instantly was right back up. Like
Well, personally, I didn't notice it as
Wait.
much as maybe you did, but I get it.
I get that, but here's my question. You said was it oversell or was it a no sell or was it oversell? Like, because Taz was always like the one that he's a big badass, no matter what.
right.
So I mean, was it him just no selling it, or was it him saying no, fuck you? Like I ain't down for this at all. Like
I took it more as that fuck you kind of mentality because like I could watch I watch a match with like him and Shane Douglas and he's selling back and forth for Shane Douglas, but then you get to this match and it's I kind of think it's that fuck you mentality of just I'm going to keep getting up.
Well, they didn't like each other, right?
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean that was part of the rivalry was just it was that
It was
backstage.
true.
Yeah,
Not
it was
like
true.
Yeah, Brett.
True
It was the
hatred,
Brett and
yeah.
Sean type thing.
so. I mean, I think it all had to do with Taz's personal reasons for it.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I appreciate the match. It was fun, and I think we're gonna go back to James here because we got all our questions in, and James has something very special to talk about today. I just want to James is the host of the show, of course. It's his show. It's always been his show, and never will be anybody else's but his show. But I think we have something very special
What
here,
an
and it's
asshole.
called the
You're setting
Spirit.
me up, man.
The Spirit of the Rampage by
The mo-
James. James, take it away.
The most anticipated segment in the history of the Kick Out Crew.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember from last week's episode, I talked about how much fun I had at I called it Dynamite every time, which it was Rampage.
That's tremendous.
Oh yeah, every time I was like, "You fucking idiot, dude!" It was on Friday.
Oh, you
right?
were dumb.
And I'm just like, "Oh, Dynamite, Dynamite, Dynamite." Well, how do I? So I'll just start at the beginning, I guess. Me and my buddy across the street, my neighbor Brandon, we go to no, yeah, whatever. We go to Rampage. We go to Jacksonville. Hotel room, everything's gravy. So we Uber to the Dailies. Fucking love being at Dailies. It has a special place in my heart because I went to a bunch of COVID shows there. I don't know if Devin is doing his what's that mannequin challenge thing? I thought you were just
I just listen. What's up?
but yeah, so we got to Dailies. Everything's cool. Brandon's having a great time. He's never been to a wrestling show. He doesn't even watch wrestling. So I was like, hey man, we're right at the barricade at the entrance. Dude, you're gonna have a fucking great time. Like you're gonna see everybody enter in. We're gonna be on TV, like they go live at 10. Everything's good. So we're sitting there, and of course they start with dark matches at the AEW tapings. And we watch shout out to Ashley. Oh fuck, I'm gonna butcher this. Dembrois?
Great
Whatever
job.
it is. It's spelled D''Ambrose. D'Ambrosia. I know.
Ambrosia.
Oh, it's not that because
Ambrosia.
No, it's not. The Yinzers, Megan and Bober are gonna correct me big time on this. I think it's Dambois, some shit like that. Anyway, she comes out, do a couple matches. Next thing you know, security's like, or the event staff, not AEW security, but Daily's Place event staff, like, hey, James, or they don't know my name, but they're like, hey, we need to see, we need to see your ticket. And I was like, excuse me? They're like, yeah, they're saying that you're sitting in the wrong spot. And I'm like, yeah, we're blatantly not, because mind you, it's the same guy that we showed our tickets to, and he walked us to our seats. same exact dude. So show him. My phone's having a hard time loading. He's like, I need to see your seat, sir. I'm like, give me just a second. And my Ticketmaster's having a hard time loading. He's like, sir. I'm like, I was like, I'm fucking trying to load them. So I finally get them loaded. And I have seats 13 and 14 in said row. They have seats 12 and 13. So like, oh, there must be a mishap, blah, blah, blah. So then the guy counts the seats. There's only 13 in the row. I have 13 and 14. So according to him, I have to leave. Mind you, I was there first because my seat technically doesn't exist. Okay, so I was like, can you just, they're folding chairs. Can you just fold another chair right there? Boom, we're good to go. Well, no, we can't do that because that's going to mess up. Whatever. So then I leave and I'm talking to the event staff and they're like, yeah, you know, and I was like, well, you got to do something. Like, you got to make this right. This isn't my fault. Like, I bought these tickets. You got to make this right. And there's a bunch of back and forth. While we're doing this, obviously, I'm missing all these matches. Miss Pretty Peter Avalon, I fucking know him. Well, you know, like, no, we know each other. I guess we've talked before. So it would have been cool to cheer on Pretty Peter. And we're having this back and forth. And I was like, y'all got to make this right. And they're trying to get me to, like, calm down. And I was like, no. Which I was calmer than I have been with AEW personnel, you know, because I'm growing. And I was like, hey, y'all pretty much fucked this up. Like, you got to make it right somehow. You just have to make it right. And I'm sitting there like, I want Tony Khan out here right now. And they're like, sir, we can't do that. And I was like, well, I know Shivani. I was like, fucking get Shivani out here right now. And they're like, well, if you know him, call him. Well, I don't know Shivani that well. I don't have his number or something. So,
that's hilarious.
Oh yeah. So there's like a back and forth. I was like, dude, y'all are like, you fucked me. I was like, I bought a hotel room, paid for gas down here, paid for the tickets. I was like, what the fuck? They're like, oh, you don't live here? And I was like, do you think everybody that lives here is from Jacksonville? It blew my mind. They're like, oh, you don't live here? What is this, a local fucking show? What the hell are you talking about? So we're going back and forth. And then I made a joke at one point. I was like, hey man, if you just pay for my beers, all is forgiven. You know, pay for my beers the rest of the night, all is forgiven. Mind you, this is probably 8:30 at the time. Rampage doesn't start till 10. You know, it's going to go to 11. So I was like, hey, just pay for my beers. And then, like, this guy pushes us off to this guy, tells us to come over here. And then we sit somewhere, and it's like the very back of one section. I'm like, dude, I paid for seats, like, pretty fucking close. So then we end up, you know, finally getting sat at the barricade off the camera, but whatever, in you know, front of a section I'm assuming is for the special needs people. So there is me, a big guy, sitting in front of a lot of wheelchairs and stuff like that, assuming I'm going to be blocking them. And I've had issues with that before, but they finally end up making it right, you know, set us at this section, like, cool, we're right at the barricade. That's awesome. And then this guy comes up, one of the guys I've been interacting with, and he's like, hey, here's a $50 in concession vouchers. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, you know. And he's like, yeah, go get you and your buddy some beers. I'm like, hell yeah. So I go to the Daly's Place, you know, concession, grab 2 beers, put them on the counter. You know, they're fucking $12 a piece. So I have to pull out 5 of these vouchers for 20. They're $5 vouchers, 5 of them for $25. And then the lady comes up and she, like, you know, looks at him, she's like, and she calls over her manager. Manager comes over. Yeah, these don't link up in our system. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you can't use these. They don't link up in our system. And I go, well, it says Daly's Place at the top. You are Daly's Place. Like, what's going on here? Oh, well, those are pretty much for game day. And I go, well, game day is at the stadium. I am at Daly's Place, different venue. She's like, oh, you can use those at the stadium on game day. So then I go, you know, whatever. I just paid for my beers, go back to the guy. I was like, hey, man, these don't work. And he's like, oh, well, you can, you know, they're pretty much Jaguar bucks. You can use them for the Jaguars. And I go, dude, I'm a fucking Cowboys fan. I don't give a shit about the Jaguars. When am I ever going to come to Jacksonville and buy random ass Jaguar tickets? Well, you know, we played Cowboys in December. And I go, oh, you think I'm going to come back to this? And I was like, this is a pretty bad consumer confidence when I buy a seat and you're just like, nope, doesn't exist. Seats are like $100. You know, so I'm just going to, oh, hey, I'll come right back there and hope that the same fucking thing happens again. So it was a whole hubbub. And then we did get seated at a good spot, mind you, off camera, but at the barricade. And a lot of the wrestlers got thrown into that said barricade quite a bit throughout the night. I don't know if it's a match layout or if it was like, hey, fuck them up. Which, you would have to be like, it would take a lot for them to like put in a spot of the match just to be.
Yeah, I give yourself too much credit there.
Yeah, exactly. But I do remember like Eddie Kingston crashed through the barricade. Fucking Max Caster crashed through the barricade, took my shoe off, and I'm elbowing my buddy like, man, my shoe's about to be used on TV. And he just takes my shoe off and then just like throws it under the barricade, like back towards me. So I had to like reach behind me and get it. But there is somebody, I don't remember who hit the barricade, spilled my beer because I had my beer on the ground. And I was like, that's 12 fucking bucks. I yelled at him. I mean, it was, all in all, it was good fun. Like after that little hubbub, I got lost in the wrestling because, I'm at a wrestling show. Fucking love that shit. Live wrestling is a great thing. If you watch wrestling on TV, I would say go to a live wrestling event and you'll fucking appreciate it way more. And I just got lost in it. Willow got her contract. That was really cool. Nice. Shivani, got to wave to Shivani, say hi to him. Tony Khan after it brought out like Wardlow. He brought out a bunch of people. Moxley made his Daly's Place thing through the glass door like he used to. And he walked through and I was like, yeah, Tony Khan, yeah. And he looks dead at me and I was like, hey. And he just like walks up and I was like, hey man, welcome to, thank you for coming back to Daly's Place. I went to a couple COVID shows here. He's like, oh yeah, thank you for your support. Shook his hand. Ended up being all right. Me and my buddy had a great time. My buddy's like, dude, next time they go to Jacksonville, bro, we got to go again. So he enjoyed it. I mean, he's not going to watch on TV for sure, but he definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, pretty much got fucked, I guess, on the, buy Ticketmaster. And then I have $50 in Jaguar bucks. So if anybody leaves a 5-star review and goes to a Jaguars game, get $50 in Jaguar bucks, because Lord knows I ain't going to use them. But if you're listening to this, Tony Khan, which I know you are, you can make it up to me by giving me, box seat tickets to that Cowboys game or just tickets in general. I'll accept whatever. But yeah, and that is the spirit of Rampage.
Freaking tremendous, James. It was a 12.
What is my life?
That was
Every
a 12
time I go to Daily, something happens.
That was a 12-minute rant. Dude, did you get aged?
Yeah, I was watching y'all. A couple of you yawned. A couple of you looked
No,
away,
no. I was engaged,
exciting.
but that was if you ever took speech class, it shows just right there.
No, just emotion. I guess I don't know what to say.
I think that'll knock us right into the next segment, James.
Oh, well, can't wait to see who, because I wanted to kill some motherfuckers there for a second. So, Brad, can't wait for America's other favorite segment on our show. And Amy's favorite, Kendo Stick.
Well, she doesn't know how to play, period.
That's true.
But here's the thing. So last week, as you guys know, I bombed completely with my segments. So let's just go back to the old comfy couch, okay? FMK, and I know
the
Bryant
deserted island.
Because Bryant wants to fuck some girls. Anyway, we're gonna start this. We're gonna go ECW style, and they're gonna be basically girls that were not on the show. And I know there wasn't any girls on the show except for
Francine.
But we are gonna go.
Made a living out of that.
All right, let's just get this
podcast.
Let's just get this party started. We're gonna go with Sunny. Sunny days, baby. Sunny. We're gonna go Francine. Shout out. And we're going to go Beulah McGillicuddy, who also is Dreamer's wife. Keep that in mind. He listens to the show. So, Devin, what's up, young man?
Who was the first one?
Sunny,
Francine, and Beulah. Okay.
Yeah, real simple. You don't have to look them up. All right.
Nope. Don't have to look them up. Sunny days. That's my F. It will always be my F if she's on
Well, she's available.
It can be Sunny now. It can be Sunny 96. It could. Sunny's
Conjugal
my
visits are a thing, Devin. I'm just saying.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
They're a thing Erica would not approve of.
You beat me to it, motherfucker.
So you don't listen to the show, so you're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, so then married, I'm gonna go with Francine. How can you not get along with the Queen of Extreme? And then out of process of elimination, sorry, Beulah, you got to go.
All right, Bryant.
Well, I'm gonna go with my fuck is going to be Francine. I like Francine, but I'm gonna marry Sunny, and I will tell you why. Whether it's 96 Sunny, current Sunny. I feel like
You're
if I got
married,
in
aren't
trouble,
you?
I am, yeah.
Holy shit.
Doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean
Well,
shit.
you marrying in and
Gotta
out of,
pick, we gotta pick one, Amy.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one, Amy.
Yeah, oh shit. What's her corrections number?
Well, my sentiment was going to be kind of that of, if I ever have a jam, I'll be like, hey, I don't like this guy over here. Boom, he's gone. Sonny's going to take care of it for me.
True. Prison
Clearly.
shame.
And then, I can also have some laughs at the, back door to Sonny, but that's not the point either. And then, unfortunately, that means I have to kill Beulah. But I will be honest, in this, I never really was a fan of Beulah anyway.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. All right, Mike Whitaker.
All
Are
right.
you done situating yourself down there with your 7 backgrounds and your freaking? You are a distraction, my friend.
I done got this figured out. Killing Vera, fucking Francine, and I'm marrying Sonny. Why am I marrying Sonny? She's gonna take the DUI for me.
Wait a second.
there
Wait
it is.
a second. The game done changed.
There
Oh
we go.
man, that's a deep cut.
That's
deep
true.
cut. All right,
Officer,
Jay.
I told her not to, and she just insisted in driving. And I just
Well, James, you just keep on talking because you're up.
Listen, and I talk shit where she's doing all her problems right now. My hometown, right there, Bruce County.
Oh, nice and convenient.
Yeah, nice, convenient. That right there, that intersection, nice little park. Go
Hey,
fishing.
well, hey, Mike, how about this one-stop shop, huh?
One stop shop. I mean, and she'll take the DUI. She has no problem driving drunk. So, hey, I drink. My old lady drives for me. If I'm with her, we both
She has no
drink.
problem driving. She has no problem driving.
I'm driving. So why not?
Glasses are off, fellas. Glasses are
that's
off.
love right there.
James, tell me more. Tell me more, buddy.
I need my life.
I'm fucking Sonny. Straight up. Yeah. Man. It's nothing against Beulah, but she's getting the axe because I'm marrying Francine. Have you seen Francine lately? I'm marrying Francine, and she's doing stuff like she's entrepreneurial, I guess you could say. Like she's branching out and doing a whole bunch of things. So I would marry Francine because I'm all about like stagnant. Like I don't like stagnant and complacent. And she's always trying to improve and do better. So that would be the type of woman that you would want to be with. We can all work the same job for 20 years and die. Like it's all about growth in life. And yeah, there's a lot of growth with these ladies. But I would definitely say fucking Sonny. Man, I guess I gotta kill Butte. Can I just fuck them all and then kill them?
Oh man, I'll tell you guys love to mess with me, don't you?
But no, I would say, yeah, marrying Francine. Francine, like old Tony used to say.
All right. So I have some questions, Mike, before I do this. Are the conjugal visits in Georgia, is that still a thing?
She's not named Georgia. She's in Florida.
All right. James. Are the
I don't know. And
Florida.
this is something you think I would know, I guess, but I don't know.
All right. So if you later find out that there are conjugal visits in Florida, these answers change.
I don't know how I'm gonna find out.
Because I can't, all right, so I'm going to fuck Sonny.
I'm gonna do call county and be like, hey,
listen, I need you to do a
anybody
little
looking for some
research.
chicken
Hey,
at this guy?
Brian, you know the answer. Bryant knows everything.
Yeah, of course conjugal visits are allowed.
Okay, so let's just assume conjugal visits are allowed. I'm marrying Sonny. Because I'm going to go once a week. And then I'm going to,
And then you don't have to deal with it at all.
and then I'm going to fuck Francine because I like her.
Why do we have to go to today's Sonny?
because I'm all right. Well, I don't have to,
Wait, Sonny.
but eventually she's gonna end up in jail.
Yeah, well, I mean,
All right, and then I'm gonna kill Beulah just like the rest of you.
All of
Francine,
us.
though.
Did we all kill Beulah?
I know, but that's okay because it might change for the next one. All right, so the next one of the gentlemen, and we have Rob Van Dam. We have the Mr. Beulah McGillicuddy Kelly. I cannot say shit. Tommy Dreamer, and we have Shane Douglas. 3 guys that were not in our match today, and I have to give a shout out to Tommy Dreamer. He is Mr. ECW. We did not pick him for a championship because he didn't want to win a championship very much. Anyway, so we left him out of this, but we will talk about him down the road. Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Shane Douglas, Devin. Tell me who you're fucking, pal.
Well, I know who I is marrying as soon as you threw up those thumbs pointing at yourself.
And why would that be?
RVD 420. Oh man, I'm marrying that man. He's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, and he's just a cool dude in general. Most recent WWE Hall of Famer. That's my husband, Rob Van Dam. Then Tommy Dreamer, he's gonna have to be my fuck. He's Tommy said all the time I'm busted open. I'm just a fat, lazy piece of shit now. Well, that'd be perfect to sleep with. He's just gonna lay there. He won't have to won't do anything.
Never rooming with Devin.
And then I can't remember who you said was the third one, but Shane Douglas.
Another Mr. ECW.
Honestly, Shane Douglas is also the one I knew least about. So
yeah, well, maybe you should do a little more research, pal, like Bryant does.
I should definitely watch more ECW. But
all right, Bryant, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna marry Rob Van Dam as well because Rob Van Dam is my favorite person in ECW. Which, as a sidebar, Living Dangerously, the match he has with Jerry Lynn, is one of my favorite matches of all time.
Great rivalry.
Oh, it was nuts. That match was insane.
Oh, yeah. But I'm going to be different here because I am going to kill Tommy, and I will tell you why. After watching all the weird and gross and disgusting things WWE had him do, like, eat a urinal cake and eat people's puke and all that stuff. If you're going to do that on TV, I don't know what weird stuff you're into at home. What kind of weird things you like to eat. I don't enjoy eating stuff like that. So I'm going to kill.
Glad
Tommy.
Rosie's not here after you made some comments like that because he going to diatribe all the weird shit he's done.
Probably, yeah. And then I would have to fuck Shane because as angry as that man is, it's one time and then he goes away. So I could deal with that.
Very good. Thank you, Bryant. Mike? Whatever this version of you is, let's go.
Well, let's see. We got Shane Douglas, Rob Van Dam, and
Tommy Dreamer.
Shane Douglas, Tommy Dreamer, and Rob Van Dam. So I'm going to kill Shane Douglas. Yeah, I'm going to kill Shane Douglas just because what the fuck? Who did he ever beat? Okay.
A lot of them.
Yeah. I'll fuck Tommy Dreamer because dude kind of look pretty he looked pretty sexy every now and then. Okay. I'm gonna marry Rod Van Dam because you see who he's fucking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's gonna get chicks. He's gonna get hot chicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife likes him to fuck other chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuck situation. Cucks across America.
Maybe even 4 or 5.
All right, I gotta ask, Mike, what the fuck's going on with your production tonight? I don't know what this is.
He switched.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
My computer is fucking up, so I switched to my cell phone.
Yeah, not interested.
We don't have Coach, so he's trying to take over that coach role with the internet. Yeah. So,
all right, James, what do you got?
You don't like the way that I fucking sound? Fucked off.
Okay.
So, Mike Awesome?
Here we go.
No, I'm kidding.
This guy always has to name someone. He's a
I'm going to marry Tajiri.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I guess I'd marry RVD. He seems like the more easygoing of the 2 or 3. And, his wife is cool with other dudes banging. Anyway, So it would be Mary RVD. Shane. Fucking,
Yeah.
fucking
You're
Shane,
fucking-
I guess.
You're fucking Shane. Why are you fucking Shane?
I don't know.
Because he
'Cause
doesn't
I
want to
forgot
fuck
who the
Tommy.
third one was.
Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, Tommy. Fuck. Actually, hey, hold on. I'm marrying Tommy Dreamer.
Thank you.
Fucking RVD. And I guess Shane is the odd man out.
Absolutely. I am killing Shane. I am marrying Tommy Dreamer because I love Tommy Dreamer. And if I ever have a man crush, that's who it is.
He would
I
be the
love Tommy
better
Dreamer.
spouse of all of them for sure.
I could.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
chilling. He watches everything wrestling. We're gonna chill. I'm sure he smokes weed and drinks. We're doing it. And I'm gonna fuck RDD. It's gonna be one night and one night only. We're gonna get high. We're gonna fuck. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, wait, a one night stand?
But guys, thanks so much for participating.
A one night stand with RVD and like the 4 of his chicks, right?
Yeah.
Got to
I
be
know.
a Monday because he
Really,
is
one night-
Mr.
one night
Monday
in-
night.
I
Yeah.
know we're running into 2 hours here, guys.
night
No matter how hard we try not to. So let's take it back to you, James.
Fuck yeah. Well, everybody's I look at Devin. I don't know if he's dead or not, but it is his time. And what's more alive than Devin's demographics? So Devin, take it away.
All right. So
Save us by this pod. Boom.
today's date, as this podcast drops, is November 4th. 2 days away from Logan Paul winning the World Heavyweight Championship
Jesus.
from
Christ.
Roman Reigns at Saudi Arabia Crown Jewel. That's my demographic this week. I'm all for
Brian,
it.
you
I
want
hope
to be a
Logan
regular
Paul
because
wins.
there may be a vacancy, and I'm not talking about Rosie's.
I
Oh
listen
my
to
God.
Impulsive
I'm gonna
every
chime in
single
on this.
week.
I'm gonna
I
chime
watched
in.
the.
Can I
Oh,
make one correction
I
before you
love
chime
the
in, Brad?
Pauls.
Doesn't this drop on the 3rd, not the 4th?
Perfect.
I
Dickhead.
said the 3rd, didn't I?
No.
No, you said the 4th.
And isn't there
Or you
match
say
on
a day
the 7th
before.
and not the
You said
6th?
something. I know this. I tell you what, this is a genius move by WWE. It is. He ain't gonna win, but very smart. That's all I gotta say. Very, very smart. 30 million followers, like we said last week.
I
And he did fight Floyd Mayweather, so it's not that weird. He did fight a real boxer.
Is he the one fighting Anderson Silva too?
that's his
That's
brother.
his little
that's
brother.
Jake.
No,
That's Jake.
whatever.
I
But
I
still,
will chime-
they're both athletes.
I'll chime in with that too. I went to WrestleMania this year, and there were a bunch of kids, younger guys around me, and all of them admitted they were only there for Logan Paul. That was the whole reason they came to the show. and
Both
bought
my
tickets.
kids came out for it. Both my kids came out for it, Bryant. They watched that part.
So I'm with you. I get why they're doing it. It's gonna get the eyeballs they want.
Yeah, they will.
So,
100%.
Brian, do you think they're throwing on him?
No,
No.
If there's somebody that's
I don't think he has the time.
Yeah, he doesn't have the commitment to it.
No.
His schedule is lighter than Brock's.
Correct. And Brock's has been better, but yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Isn't Logan Paul signed to a WWE contract?
So is Brock Lesnar, but who knows how
Yeah.
many dates he has to be out? Like we don't
So
know.
is Goldberg.
Right. Two matches a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Roman hasn't been on the last 4 SmackDowns. Or he's been on 1 out of the last 4. So
Yeah.
Logan Paul's been on more SmackDowns than Roman recently.
It's the build.
Do you want?
You'll do a
Answer
build
the
in 2
question.
years.
Do you want him as champion?
Do I want-
tune in every week and watch his ass be champion? You gonna
I
defend
watch every
wrestling
week
when
no matter
YouTube McFuckhead comes in and beats your top dog that's held the shit for 800 days? So he is better than every other motherfucker in the company, and you're gonna defend that.
All I
That's what I'm
know
saying.
is SmackDown
You
reached
fucking,
4
if y'all want
million
it, then
viewers
fucking
last
put
week.
it on. Hey, we'll put it on.
Tell me
Goddamn
the last
Izzy
time
next
they
week,
reached
dude.
4 million
We'll
viewers.
Put it on. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here?
You can keep ranting, James. 4 million
That's
viewers.
stupid.
4 million
I mean,
viewers.
I get the match. That's cool.
Mr.
But
T
let's
was
put
in
it on Izzy
WrestleMania
Mania
1
next
with Cyndi
week.
Lauper.
And then
Okay.
we're gonna put it on.
They've been
Leave
doing
Brittany
this since the
alone.
beginning of
Let's put
time.
on that motherfucker next.
Since the
'cause he
beginning
has
of
more
time,
views.
they brought celebrities in.
We might
This
go-
isn't
What they
David
do.
Arquette.
This is nothing new.
It's ridiculous.
It's
This
nothing
isn't
new.
David Arquette winning the world title.
know what?
This is a man who's proven
We still
that he can
fucking
fight,
talk
that
about
he can
David
wrestle.
Arquette. We still talk about it. We talk about the finger poke of doom. We talk about David Arquette. We talk about Mr. T. We talk about Cyndi Lauper. Nobody's talking about the freaking technical match.
I'm just saying, do we speak of them highly? Like, Holy fuck!
No,
set
but
the
we
town
won't
on
shut up
fire
about
when
it,
put
and
on
we
David
watch
Arquette.
it. We watch it, and we talk about it. There's podcasts
Yeah,
just on this
it's called the
bullshit.
downfall of WCW.
Downfall.
I
Okay,
guarantee-
you talk about Stone
Your
Cold. You talk
downfall
about,
was
boy,
when let's put
lost
butts
their
in
ass when we
seats.
put the belt on Stone Cold.
They have
Fucking
many celebrities.
burn
and
the
freaking-
town when we put it on Stone Cold. I mean,
Andy-
my
I
God.
guarantee
Andy,
if Logan
come-
Paul wins the world title this weekend, Monday night on my local TV news, it will show a highlight of Logan Paul winning the world
Andy
And
title.
then next
Kaufman,
week, they won't give a
1970s,
fuck.
did this shit.
Okay,
Freaking David
but
Letterman.
this week we'll
Andy
get
Kaufman.
a zillion views
So
everywhere.
if
Logan
you have
Paul
one
be
good rating,
everywhere.
that just because
4
it's not about
million?
one good rating, it's about
4
multiple
million
ratings
is
in a
more
row.
than AEW Friday, Wednesday, Impact. All
Because look
fucking
at
month.
look at CM Punk's comeback. CM Punk's comeback had all these millions of viewers. Now jack shit. So do you want one?
It was
big
1.1
show,
million.
or do you want a sustained
1.1
show?
million. 1.2 million.
Yeah,
Now
and
they're
not
900,000.
jack shit since. So if y'all
I hate
want
the
a
Bischoff,
one-off,
everybody
then
here.
put it on
Bischoff.
YouTube, boy. We'll have one good show, and then nobody will watch
One
after
good
that.
show that makes $1 billion. Yeah.
That show,
All
a billion.
right.
Talk about some
Okay,
fucking meat.
a billion.
Meat.
So this timeout. This is the most argumentative Devon's
It's
demographic
stupid.
we've ever had.
You'll have
You got
one
fucking-
good
you got
show out of
fucking-
it,
you got
and then no
fucking
one will
Adam
give a
from
fuck
Bama here.
afterwards.
Adam from Bama talking about wrestling purism when we know it's all about money.
Yeah. And
Adam,
then
I
so
wish
you're gonna
Adam
have
was
one
here.
good show, and then no one's gonna watch after that.
Because Adam is a fan of Logan Paul.
We'll see what this money makes from the show, but do some meat.
To you, Mike.
You better be fucking good too. You better be
Yeah,
I better
right.
hear you.
You better bring some goddamn prime rib steak. After
I
this
better
shit.
be. It better be freaking delicious.
I don't have prime rib steak, but
Lasagna. I hope it's fucking like veggie pesto shit.
two Mike's Sweet Minute.
Oh,
You get-
fucking hey.
The one, I don't know if I did already. And I'm gonna do a lemon garlic pepper wing. So what you want to do with the lemon garlic pepper wing, you want to get your lemon pepper and garlic parmesan seasoning. You want to get your lemon pepper, garlic parmesan wing sauce. You want to mix them up together. Mix the seasoning together, mix the sauce together. And then you season your wings with the lemon garlic parmesan wing sauce. Grill them up how you want it. And when they're done, you toss them in that lemon garlic pepper seasoning. And then you eat them with ranch.
You are not doing two, brother. You are not doing two. I don't know what's going on over there.
Hey,
You're
cook
not
these
doing-
wings, season them up, bam,
I
Mike's
am
Sweet
good.
Minute.
No, you're not doing two.
I got number two.
No, he has to do a second one. You can't just be like, hey, cook these wings, season them, boom, lemon pepper wings.
Yeah.
You got to
But-
do a second one.
My number two is a campfire trout. What you want to
Oh,
do here?
shitty as fuck.
Do what?
I don't like trout, but go ahead.
Okay, well, you
Well,
can
maybe
do
a lot more viewers do, Brad. It's maybe not about
I know,
the
that's why-
technical
that's
cooking
why
of it.
I
It's
apo-
about,
I
what's
apologize
going to
and
make the
shut
most
up.
money.
I'm gonna shut up.
You can do a catfish. You can do a bass. You can do whatever you want. But you're out there camping. You know, right now, we got perfect weather. You're out camping. You're out camping. You catch some fish. What you want to do is, once you clean the fish, gut it. You know, if I
I
have
have
to,
to gut the damn fish. Ugh.
gut the fish. Okay.
Soak the fucking chicken.
You take it, put a little bit of butter inside of it, a little bit of salt, pepper, wrap it in aluminum foil, throw it in the campfire. Campfire trout, right there. Throw it in the campfire, let it sit for about 20 minutes, put it off, and that meat right there is coming off the bone.
Okay, thanks, Mike. So,
Yeah.
James,
Probably not very-
next week we may have a surprise, but we're not sure yet. So we're gonna skip over that part. Okay, pal?
I can't. Hold on. All right,
It's
so now we're on the
says
conclusion.
next week. James, you there?
Yeah. Oh, we're on the conclusion, I guess. Well, just wanted to be like popular YouTube stars and dress the part. I can't see shit through those things.
You're looking like the future world heavyweight champion of WWE.
Undisputed. Undisputed.
I keep saying the wrong
Unified.
belt. You're right.
Whatever they call it. But yeah, this was the Kick Out crew. I suppose. Shout out to Alex Hansel for being on my chest the whole time. I know he listens. So it's good to promote his stuff.
Hey, Brad, what are we doing next week?
We don't know yet. We have an idea, but I want to find out for sure.
Bryant, what are we doing next week?
Well, since it's my show, I'm gonna listen to whatever Brad says.
What title would you like us to cover next week?
No. We have a surprise.
I think we already just mentioned this.
Yeah, I just want to make sure with Adam. We have to talk to Adam.
Yeah.
If you were in the group chat, you'd know.
That is Adam from Bama, Adam_from_Bama, because he's still part of the show, not in existence. And, he's under the weather. We're just giving him shit. Want to give another special shout out to our boy Rosie. We couldn't have done this episode without you, but I guess we did. And I definitely want to thank everybody for listening this far. You can follow us at Kickout Crew. That is the @ Kickout Crew on Twitter. We have a YouTube. You can follow us on there. It's your show. It's not our show. But that being said, I'm going to get to the people who are here because it's also their show. Devin, you're up on the screen next. So, Devin, holla holla. Tell the people how they can reach you.
Well, this was another fun episode this week, guys. There's 2 matches I honestly had never seen before. 2 feuds I was completely unfamiliar with. And the title, the ECW Championship, that I don't know much about. So this was fun to go back and relive these 2 rivalries. I'm excited to see what we got in the future. You can follow me at DevinD19 on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow our Kickout Crew podcast itself on TikTok and Instagram at Kickout Crew Podcast. So yeah, just reach out to us. If you got anything, any questions, message me.
Hell yeah. And, we always love the interaction with our fans because it's the best shit of all time. And I guess I'm going to go to Mike next. So, Mike, tell the people how they can reach you.
Well, I'm at Whitaker1028 on Twitter. Hit me up. If not, fuck you.
I didn't know Adam and Rosie combined into one person. And did you get possessed by both of them just this whole episode?
I did.
And if you have any meat minute recipes,
hit me up. Hey, I need some recipes because I'm fucking running out. I have no idea what the
He
fuck
literally did one where you season chicken wings. Like, hey, you cook the chicken wings, season them, bam, lemon pepper wings.
Hit me up. Allison, I love you.
Whoa. Okay.
And well, you know what I'm saying. I do.
He appreciates your support, is what he's getting at.
Yeah.
We do, Coach.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to clarify for all the people that didn't know.
You got a recipe? Hit me up. If not, I don't give a fuck. I'll find something to do.
Fuck yeah. Well, Bryant, I'm gonna hit you next. I know you're the guest, but I gotta say Brad, he's hosting the show. But
you gotta
Bryant,
say the main event there, yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
I gotta piss.
See, now I'll stall for you, Brad. It's okay. Go ahead. You can just reach me at B Haremza on Twitter and Facebook. I'm not like you hip young kids with the TikTok, so I don't know what that is or do that. So, but yeah, you can interact with me there, and you want to criticize me or yell at me or just talk wrestling, I can do that too. So,
and he is the first 2-time guest on the pod.
2-time.
And Brad, take it away.
I'm Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. This was an actually very fun episode today. I really enjoyed it. Amy, you can still kiss my ass, but again, you can reach me at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. Amy, we did an FMK today, and we mostly followed the rules. And from this point forward, like I told you, it is game on. And I don't care what the fuck Eddie Feather says. So, moving on, James.
I just want a second. I don't give a fuck what Eddie says either, and that's not in reference to the Amy stuff. But it's all jokes aside, because it's your show, the Kick Out Crew. Because we all know this. Because when life gets you down, hold on. I just want to take another drink of the refreshing taste of natural light. Yeah, Josie, yeah.
If we get a sponsor from Natural Light, I'm not down for that.
Okay.
You'll learn to be down.
Because Brad
You'll learn to be down.
Like,
I know what this is right now. So come on.
Well, when you know, Mike, sometimes life doesn't go the way that we plan it or the way that we want to. But when life gets you down, you know what we do, Mike, and everyone else out there. Well, we kick out it too, because that's what we all do. Because we're the Kick Out Crew. All of us. It's your show. It's our show. And we fucking have a great time doing it. We want to thank everybody for listening in. And hey, if you like what we're doing, be a friend. Tell a friend. Because we're only going to get better, my God, after this. So that being said, I am James Elacori. And on behalf of your show, the Kick Out Crew, I want to thank you for listening. And everybody have a fucking great week. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.
Good.